It's the delayed reaction for me.
Yeah. Hello. Episode 1 of CD Small Talk. Is that the official name? We're going to run with that.
Yeah, we're going to run with that.
Cool. CD Small Talk.
So.
We had workshopped a few, but yeah. I'm Camden. This is Daniel. We are friends who met at Film Club. I think it was F1, wasn't it? It was F1.
Yeah, it was F1, June of 2025. Yeah, it was chill. I didn't get to partake in the games, but it was like a pub crawl.
It was a pub crawl, yeah,
that
was it.
Crawl.
I literally remember the exact moment. I was like, I like this guy, man. It was when I said Andrea Arnold, and you were like, oh yeah, the lady who directed Bird. I was like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, this guy nose ball, tick that off. And then a few minutes later, I'm like, what's he wearing? Oh, it's a Quadeca shirt.
Yeah.
And we start talking about that and Brockhampton. So and then we realized a few meetups later that we really I feel like you could put us in a blank room.
Yeah.
With jack shit for 4 hours. We would fill that 4 hours of conversation.
100%.
So I was like, we were like, maybe there's a content thing we could enjoy. So that brings us to CD Small Talk. This is episode 1. We're going to talk about we typically going to talk about whatever the biggest thing in music or films are, because films is where we met, but also we discovered that we also have a lot of passion for music. And we also talk about video games as well. If you subscribe to my channel, I talk about video games a lot. I think, is it fair to say I'm more into games than you are? Would that be
I think so.
Yeah, but you are clued up on it though.
Definitely clued up. I think this is the case with most of the stuff that I'm very clued up on a range of things. It's just more of engaging with it. Listening to it or playing it.
I hear that.
That's something I'm trying to overcome.
Right.
Trying to get off doom scrolling.
I feel you. The idea of it can can be more appealing than actually doing it. But gaming in particular, because it's kind of it asks a lot of you. You got to pay attention to a lot, and you're physically engaging as well as just watching, as listening. But with games, I feel like you have to be in a certain mood more so than the other mediums that we're going to talk about on this podcast. But so we're going to talk about, in this episode, we're going to cover Baby Keem's new album. We're going to cover Wasteman, because Wasteman was the film of the current moment that we've both seen. Did you saw Wasteman at LFF?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No.
Your friend did.
My friend,
your friend at the time. When did you see Wasteman?
I saw Wasteman a few weeks back. They did early screening for it.
Oh, nice.
And it was
Q&A?
No, it was... like Cineworld and Odeon, they do early screenings.
I get you. Screen unseen.
They call it, it's tacky, but unlimited screening.
That's what they call it. They'll do it at Cineworld?
Yeah. But at Odeon, I think it's
screen unseen.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Did you know it was going to be that when you went into it?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's basically what we're going to cover in this. And we did a test run a week ago.
Yeah.
we just had let's see if this works.
We spoke for 3 hours of different topics. If you just listed them out, it would just be
we talked about AI art a lot. We talked about what else we talked about, bro? Fucking everything.
Yeah, albums
Yeah.
Kanye's next album.
Talked about how the Let Out is the best song on the Fall Off.
We agreed about the Fall Off.
We agreed on the Let Out.
No.
Remember that? We both said.
No, I don't think
I think you particularly said I love the Let Out by J. Cole the most.
Must have been a doppelganger.
That was you. That was you.
You
said that, bro. Yeah, I remember you
no.
We got the recording.
They AI'd
I'll get the recorder. I'll get your voice. We do 3 episodes of this. We got enough of your voice to make some shit like that. So yeah, we talked about the Fall Off. So I don't know. I mean, I felt like we could talk about it this week. We would just be sort of repeating what we already said. So we don't want to do. We want to keep it authentic. So we don't know what we think about Casino. No. I don't know what you think.
Onwards and upwards. With it all. Yeah. So I guess do you want to? We'll start with that. I guess.
Talk about Casino.
Yo,
we should do a countdown, bro. I don't know what you think at all. Should we just say maybe do you have a score out of 10? Do you subscribe to scores?
I guess I could do a score. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do a score. Yeah.
Are you right now on the spot thinking of your score?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1.
7.
4 out of 10.
Wow. 4 out of 10. Fuck. The thing is, I'm not surprised.
What did you think? I thought you'd go 6.
On a first listen. A first listen, I thought 6. On a second listen.
Oh, you grew on you.
On a second and third listen, I was like, yeah.
How many listens have you given it so far?
I'd say maybe 4.
I've heard it. I've heard it more. I've heard it like 6 times.
Okay.
And it was weird. On the 5th listen, I went 5. And then I went back to 4 on the 6th. I was like, it's growing on me. Here we go. And then it fell off again.
You say growing on me. I mean, it's like
it's better than a 4.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
So I was like, maybe
wrong.
It made me think maybe I'm starting to get into this more. I think I started to appreciate. I like this album on paper more than Melodic Blue. Like on paper, like the idea of this album, I think it's more Keem. I just think the hit rate is ridiculously low on this album. Like, I think this is there's not one song I would call great on this album at all. I think it's mostly just complete duds on this thing. As far as just the final end product, each song, there is so little I enjoy listening to on this album. But I do think, in practice, like what he's doing here, I think Melodic Blue, I think he went way too, I think maybe overly ambitious or cinematic. It didn't feel very Keem. This is more kind of direct. It's kind of more in line with what I think his approach was on his older stuff, which I do enjoy a lot. I think Die For My Bitch and Sound of Bad Habit are great. Yeah, I just think the execution here, these beats are just disgusting to me. I don't like these beats at all. And I love him on it, though. I think he's generally performing pretty well on the album.
Damn.
Yeah. I'll shut up. So, yeah, how do you feel about this?
Disagree heavily. I think that everything about this album is like... It's so much better than Melodic Blue.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you like this more than Melodic Blue?
I went back, yeah. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Melodic Blue when I first listened to it.
Right.
I'm still not crazy about it. Yeah, I did kind of...
You implied,
I hinted it, yeah.
In our unreleased episode from last week, you did say, oh, Baby Keem. Like, you had like a little toning of voice suggested you're not looking forward to this album.
Yeah, I mean... So, Baby Keem, he was doing the Boo Man, the 3 documentaries, and which I only found out after the fact that it's co-directed by his aunt, which I thought was really sweet.
That's lovely, yeah.
Aunt Connie. But it really did like help the world building going into the album, and I felt like it succeeds in where I think Iceman will fail. Like Drake's doing.
Drake didn't drop.
Drake didn't drop.
He didn't drop. We thought he was going to drop. Yeah,
didn't drop. But Drake is doing the kind of a similar thing where he's doing these live streams to kind of build anticipation for the album. But I think Keem succeeds in building that. So it was a 1 week rollout pretty much, and within that short period, I think these documentaries are really all we had, and I think they helped really like focus what this album was going to be about, and like really what to kind of tamper our expectations, or to be aware of what we were going to be hearing him going into it. Like some people Lou from NFR thought it was going to be
the Good Kid Mad City,
his Good Kid Mad City. So
it's going to be Baby Keem's Good Kid.
Yeah.
What does that even mean, man?
I think I don't know. It's strange.
You said, what did you call it? Impression farming?
Yeah, he's impression farming. He just he did this with the Fall Off. He said it was going to be the greatest album.
Which album would be better? Kanye if he made Tomb of Butterfly, or Baby Keem if he made Good Kid Mad City? Shit like that.
It definitely was going to be about Keem and his upbringing, and his family.
It set us up for like a more personal album.
For sure. With a lot more of a direction in that sense. I mean, there was with the Melodic Blue. I don't know I still don't know. Like I re-listened to it yesterday, and I was like,
it's a confusing.
I'm still trying to figure out if there's the surface of it, which is like, okay, it's conceptual. It's about this thing called the Melodic Blue, and they had the Scapegoats kind of introduces that. Yeah. And then we had the short film, which came out 2 years after that. He had that one line in Melodic Blue where it was like, in 2 years I'll explain, but for now this is the album. Yeah. And then the short film I thought was, I mean, again,
I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
My kind of growth with these kind of more abstract-y, like artsy feeling things, like before I probably would have just taken it very literal and not really mess with it too much. But I haven't revisited that short film, whether it would have brought a bit of light to what the album was. But I just feel like what Casino is, it feels like that evolution of Melodic Blue, where he is talking about family and living in Vegas, but with a lot more focus. I feel like with Melodic Blue you're getting you're going all over the place, I think.
Stylistically, Melodic Blue is such a mess.
I'm not a fan. Okay, to talk about that album specifically, I wasn't a fan of his auto-tune. I think his vocals throughout that album.
Very loud. His vocals are really loud on the album.
Yeah, there'll be certain tracks where I'm just not. Like Gorgeous, for example, how he opens that track up.
Going, that one is bizarre. I remember I have my reaction video to this album.
Oh, really?
I liked it a lot in that video, and I enjoyed that album quite a bit that year. And Gorgeous was like a favorite, but on my revisit that I've had recently in preparation for Casino, Gorgeous fell off like crazy for me. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? What? And I remember going into it, like, it's the least streamed song on the album, and I was like, really? No, that one's good. I remember that one. Let's listen to it. Let's go. And I was like, I was hyping myself up to listen to Gorgeous again. It's been a while. I kind of forgot quite a few of the songs on there. Like I forgot. I couldn't off memory remember how Coco sounded or how Lost Soul sounded. I had to like remember them. And Gorgeous, I remember I remember really liking Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I was like, Team, his like delivery was so awkward, and the beat just was kind of fumbling around doing whatever. I didn't really. I really struggled to latch on to the rhythm he was on. You know,
it was the auto crooning that I just wasn't a fan of, and I think when you come to Casino, I kind of noticed. So I went Casino, and then obviously I went back, and
Keem's
just like seeing the difference.
Casino,
he just cuts all that bullshit out, and I think he just keeps it really. I think that's to a service.
Absolutely, the one area where Casino categorically improves on Melodic Blue is Keem's vocal performance, his presence. For the most part, a lot better. Like I like how much he messes with his sort of tonal register on tracks like Circus Circus Freestyle or I'm Not a Lyricist. And there's even some songs where he sounded a lot like Andre 3000 to me.
Yeah, we'll get into it, the track by track. But,
okay, sure.
Talking about Melodic Blue, I think, it was just very inconsistent, I think.
No, it was,
Even the stretches, and also the beat selection, it wasn't...
There's some bad ones.
Fan of...
Fucking South Africa, man, Boo Man, there were some bad beats on there.
South Africa, it kind of reminds me how I felt when I first listened to Clout Cobain by Denzel Curry. Really? Just in the sense that, that one took a while for me to get over, because I wasn't really a fan of the chorus, but everyone loves that song massively.
Yeah, really?
It was the big song of Taboo.
You mean Clout Cobain? I thought you were saying I thought you were saying
the Denzel Curry track.
South Africa was the big song. I thought.
No. But South Africa to me could have like in terms of the live performance of the album or the tracks from the album. I could imagine it being like a fan favorite. People will really like that.
It sounds a lot better live.
That chorus.
You
know with this kind of. West Coast inspired kind of. But it just doesn't work for me.
Clout Cobain is one of my least favorite Denzel singles for sure. Yeah, but it is better live.
Yeah,
I do think it sounds pretty good live. And back to Baby Keem. Melodic Blue. I think overall for me, I think Melodic Blue is a better album strictly because there are just more songs I enjoy off of it. As far as just hit rate, I think Melodic Blue has got Range Brothers, which I think is excellent. Trademark USA is great. I think Family Ties is great. There's like several songs I would call great songs. I wouldn't call a single track of Casino great.
Really?
I think good is the most I'm pushing it. And that would go to I'm Not a Lyricist, Dramatic Girl, and Circus Circus.
Dramatic Girl.
That's probably my favorite on the album. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
Do you not like that song?
I say it could be we'll go because I kind of broke it down track by track, so I guess we'll start with like thoughts on your track, and then we'll do an overall like opinion on the track list, the performance, the features, everything.
What do you think is the worst song?
The worst
song? What's your least favorite song?
Highway 95.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think either that or Birds and the Bees.
It's just I think it's just for me it was the flow, but the content was good.
And the content was very
very good,
heartfelt. He was saying this goofy voice. I was like I can't feel it. That's innately just for me a barrier to the.
For me, content. I think the content across the album I was a fan of.
Yeah,
then I think if we were to go overall, I think my opinion is we have two albums almost like tugging and pulling, or just two ideas tugging and pulling. We have
combat with itself.
You know, again, some of these songs could potentially grow on me the more.
Another area where, to bring it back to the comparison to Melodic Blue, if we're going to sort of weigh them up, I said that one area that it improves is his performance.
Yeah,
I do stand by that, but also like just the construction of Casino as an album is a lot cleaner.
It's so consistent.
Yeah, it's like
11 tracks is tight.
the 11 tracks, but also just the general like tone and aesthetic of it all.
Yeah,
it fits. As Casino has an identity,
100%.
And Melodic Blue feels like it's having like an identity crisis for most of it. I think.
Yeah.
So that I will give you. I just think overall the songs are just fucking awful on this album.
No, man.
I think the songs are so bad on Casino.
We're gonna go
across like.
Okay.
Again, I got 3 that I would call good. I got a few I'd call okay. And like I would say like around half to maybe 5 or 6 tracks I think are I'm not interested
just
in
mediocre.
Or to bad.
They're just not interested.
Yeah.
To bad.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Okay, let's get into it because I mean,
yeah,
I'm here to fight. I'm on the front lines.
You're gonna defend Keem.
100%. Again, I was more on the like mid to like this is not that great side when I first listened to the album.
If you've warmed up,
I really have
seen the light.
I've read the lyric. I picked up on things. I'm just like. Yeah, I can appreciate the album a lot more compared to Melodic Blue, which
it's that sort of stuff that made me want to go 5 out of 10. But then I heard it, I was like, I really don't enjoy listening to this.
I think
so that stuff is great. I'm glad
that's what I'm saying. When I compare it though, I just feel like it's so much better because it's like I understand why this one works so much more. I think because of that cohesiveness.
I think it should be better
focus, and also just cutting out all the stuff that just didn't work.
Yeah.
Like
it's close to being better than Melodic Blue. It should be. It's like
I think it will grow on people. Like people will grow up to that idea. But I think as of now, when you initially have that first listen, I think I'm definitely on the side of like, and there's no way this is better than Melodic Blue. Just because you think of the highs on Melodic Blue are so high.
Range Brothers, man.
They're so Range Brothers. I'm a bit iffy on. I'll be real.
What?
I'm a bit
Come
iffy
on, man.
I was not a fan. I think of just. It takes you on a journey. I agree. Like I like
That's
the
an
idea.
exciting
It takes
track.
you on your journey. It's exciting, but I don't know. I wasn't
bull man. Let me get some.
The
production.
I was not a fan of the production.
You know, like the reverb, the string.
Just the second beat. I can't remember just
strings.
before the.
Dun, dun, that's that part. That's the second beat.
I think hearing him rap on it. I don't know. Like I don't know if it was.
Damn man.
I don't want to get into conversations about mixing or whatever. But again, I feel like.
All right.
There's certain elements in the beat that could have just been like. Amplified, I feel like to feel as
do you remember the drums though? The way they like collide on themselves, like.
Yes, I remember the drums.
So cool.
It was good.
That song
it was
is
good.
fucking
But
awesome.
I feel like you just crank it up. Why not?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, mixing wise, Baby Keem struggles. I've noticed that. Like it sounds kind of tinny sometimes.
And then I like the whole virality.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. With it. Yeah.
Shit, man. Virality.
No, you had it, bro. Virality.
The virality of the top of the morning, like that whole thing. But like as a part of the song, like,
don't enjoy that?
No. I was just
Give me that.
We're not doing this.
We're
not. I'm
no.
anti Range Brothers.
No,
Family Ties though, I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, of course.
How do we feel about Kendrick stuff on this album, bro? The house.
We'll get into it.
Oh, sorry. You want to? Yeah. You got like a whole itinerary.
Let's start from the top of the album.
No Security.
Yeah. No Security. What did you think?
Fine intro.
Yeah.
Not very interesting as a song to me. Like lyrically, but I don't like this kind of type of song where it's like he's got the spotlight and he's like scapegoats kind of thing. I just feel like I see through it just stylistically. It doesn't interest me.
I get
what I mean? So right away I was like, okay, cool.
It is an album,
but it's a tone setter. I was like, fine, it's not. It doesn't bother me, but I'm not excited by it. You know?
I think it's like a mission statement. It's almost like exactly. I think I appreciate an album with that kind of structure because, like, even though there's songs that would I go back to, probably not. I appreciate them in the context of an album listen because they help to kind of set the tone and get you kind of immersed in that world of the album.
I think it does that very well.
And to follow that up with Casino, I think that's just like a perfect 1-2.
Yeah.
Because you're already settled in, and there's the thing is some of the things I wrote like
okay.
He already off the bat like talks about the family stuff, like mentioning Uncle Andre who reoccurs throughout the album.
Yes.
But just like the melodic nature. I like the sample, kind of the kind of the melody there, and then. I think as an intro, it establishes that this would be more of a introspective.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's effective for what it serves in the album context, but I just think it's kind of a dull and tired way to start an album. So for me, it wasn't really anything crazy, but I was like, yeah, it gets the job done, whatever. But yeah, I think Casino is the most disappointing track on this album.
Disappointing.
It starts off unbelievably good, but then the second half is atrocious. I think it goes on forever too. I think if the song was 2.5 minutes, it would be beautiful.
His flows on it, I think the beat switch, I think it's like the energy is kept throughout, and I think I liked his flow switch ups as well. Like
he performed really well, particularly on the first half.
I felt like he almost like he took on the energy of like a Euphoria.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, for sure. I would guess I see that. Yeah, he was hungry.
Made by the Wolves. Animated. I grew up in Casino. Like it is kind of like there was another thing as well. Like this album was originally supposed to be. Child with Wolves.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And the tonal direction. So I watched my first time listening to the album was the listening party that he did in.
Oh, you were in the live stream
in LA. Yeah, the live stream
on YouTube.
And he basically said how the direction of the album changed when his grandmother passed the year before. So like obviously people will look at this album as like an album that took 5 years to make. But I think like if we were to just assume how the timeline kind of shaped up. He dropped it, Melodic Blue, like October of 21. Yeah. Then followed it up, or it might have been the Deluxe October 22. Yeah. But he followed up with the Deluxe the year after, and then 23, I think he toured with Kendrick. The Hillbillies.
Big Steppers tour, was it that
one? And then he's Baby Keem. In 24, I mean, if he lost his grandma, he probably was gearing up to drop in 24.
For sure, yeah. He would have had something to, there was a lot in his life.
And I think that's, maybe we would have seen it in that year, and that's why we were getting the story posts about him talking to his engineers about, like, the album, and then that's when the kind of, the stand-in album cover kind of appeared, which was
the
shadow
of I can picture. I know
the shadow of a wolf made with hands.
I saw it appear on NFR's feed a few times.
I think from his grandmother passing.
Yeah.
The tonal direction of the album changed, and it was. I feel like that there are hints of the Child with Wolves kind of that was also in the first album actually, like this idea that he's surrounded by wolves or he grew up with wolves, and there's echoes of that, of what perhaps some of the through lines from that era on this album. I don't know what tracks would have been from that era, but I think the decision to go more introspective about his family definitely happened post passing.
I think I would love to hear like this Keem we're hearing on Casino. I would love to hear that Keem with the style of his older mixtapes, where it's more sort of playful and explosive and stuff. And because I just think instrumentally that the songs, the actual execution of the songs here is where I just don't enjoy myself when I hear this. Like Casino, I was very excited when Casino came in. I loved that loop. I thought it was weird and zany. I was like, okay, this is what Keem's about. He has beats that are just oddball, but they really hit. I hear the Cardo
it's anthemic, super anthemic.
I hear the Sugar Yo Cardo. I'm like, Cardo. I love Cardo and Keem. It's perfect. And then the beat switches up, and it goes on for a very long time, and that like wah 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 wah, and the beat I find that really grating, and I'm not really enjoying. I think Keem's kind of cycling through some pretty tired flows. I'm like, okay, we can move on to the next song now. So overall, I think that song's just okay. But it started off so exciting. That's why I call it the most disappointing track, man. Like I think
it carries that energy from the start, especially with how again
it flows fine.
It opens.
Like album sequencing wise, it does. Flow fine.
I think also it opens that kind of. So if we're seeing like in a way the album, I think it's structured. I like the idea that it's kind of structured similarly to Don't Tap the Glass, in the sense that you have this motif at the start, the robotic voice as you're entering a club. It's like step one. Nobody.
Sure. Like the house rules.
And then at the very last track, it's like, thank you for coming. Goodbye.
Sure.
Come again. And then in this case, we have this
no security,
sound effect.
No security, no blame. No isn't the title for
of the slot machine.
Yeah, sure.
And then that kind of propels the album. And then on the last track, No Blame, it opens up with you didn't get it. Good luck.
Yeah. I just want to. When you said No Blame, it just reminded me that it took me 3 listens to clock the James Blake sample.
Yeah, really?
I didn't clock it on the first listen somehow. I feel like an idiot. I was like, oh yeah, that's like that's I never learned to share.
Yeah.
I felt like such an idiot.
It feels we'll get onto that track, but I like like with the Casino, like No Security ends off with him kind of doing the it sounds like roulette. I think it sounds like a roulette table, and then Casino opens with the slot being pulled, and then you just have this kind of. It sounds like he samples like a slot machine where it's like
crazy sample. Like the noise it makes when you hit the jackpot or something.
And it's just like then you get going, and it's like kind of that energy of like that adrenaline of seeing the icons in the slot machine rotate and spin, and you're like, and I think he captures that adrenaline really well, and I think it's going to translate so well live. And to even pull off a track like that, I feel like there were moments on this album where Keem could have had a feature. He could have had Kendrick on Casino. He could have had Kendrick on Casino Freestyle.
Exactly, yeah.
But he didn't. He decides to... Circus. My bad.
Casino Freestyle.
But there's a reason he... I don't know why. Circus Freestyle. But he could have done that, but he decides to just go solo for it. And I think that's obviously a testament to his confidence on the track. But then also like being able to just... The focus is on him at the end of the day. It's like he'll have these features to kind of support the overall themings of what he's going for. But I think the tracks that are focused on this introspection, he keeps it to himself for the most part. And if he does have someone on the track, it will just be to like
it's a well curated album. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Songs are just out.
But yeah, some of the... No, we're not doing this. I'm just going to say some of the lyrics that caught me out.
Please.
Made by Wolves, I grew up Casino. When Grandma died, I hit the 95 to get some closure. And then that obviously like for me, that's when I clocked, okay, the 95 Highway has deeper relevance to Keem, which is why I wanted that track to be different, I think.
That song did not really deliver, man.
I'll even cut my family off with this new life I'm living.
Yeah, that sounds like, that reminds me of something Kendrick said. Cut my granny off if she didn't see it. Maybe think of that,
I couldn't see Sharon because I was locked in that booth. I watched my grandma die in the house I bought her, living my truth. Because he was one of the first things he did, which I think was on Melodic Blue. He has that track, First Order of Business, where he says the first thing that he did when he acquired enough wealth was buy his grandma's house. And I think like, as fans, we have that relationship to an artist, like, oh, drop music, but we kind of forget that they're real people with things happening in their personal life.
Dude, I'm glad you said that, man, because something that has happened a lot this year with the conversations around the rap albums we got, and particularly this and Don't Be Dumb, is this is good, but was it worth the however long wait? And I think I can't quite verbalize what my beef is with that, but I do have kind of beef with equating like the expectation and what it should be and the pressure to how long it's taken, and thinking, oh, this is 5 years worth of work. I expected this, blah blah blah. But ultimately, the goal of the album is to be an embodiment of what they've been going through, and they might have an idea and a vision, but they're in a new place now, so that's not reflective of who they are. So they're trying to work that out, and that's a there's no time limit on that process, and I just think, like, I don't know, it's something about it feels kind of like an anti-art sort of mindset, where it's like I want the product and the quality of it, and like the how much, only 11 songs, like you know what I mean? It's like I feel like it's sort of not how it should be viewed.
No, I
don't know exactly how to word it, but I think like it's good, but it's not like 6 years good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I feel
like that's not really how to equate it. I don't know. That's not really how I view it.
With the Rocky album, I felt like it was a similar thing where it was like, these albums took very long, and if I was to really like think about it, did these tracks where they worked on, do they feel like they've been worked on for the span of however many years?
Does it sound like...
No, they don't. They feel
like everyone's gonna have a different idea of what that means. Like, does it sound like 9 years of... You know what I mean? It's a very subjective thing.
But I think, like, I don't know, because when you get behind the scenes and just the process, and I feel like it probably was just like a year of really focused work.
Absolutely.
But I think where they're at, though, to put the pen to page and what they're writing from, they're pulling from those years in between.
100%. As a musician myself who has made albums, the hardest part for me is the sequencing and the just packaging it into a cohesive album. That for me is like the hardest part. Making the songs, I love to make the songs, so I'm having a great time and I'm figuring it out and I'm trying to reflect it to how I'm feeling and everything. But actually bringing the songs I'm making into an album that works as a whole thing, that's the hard part for me. So I don't know, like when I think of the Don't Be Dumb, it's like he has all these singles that were leading up to across the years. In between have Hijack or Taylor Swift, there's a DMB as well, like just Babushka Boy. I think this is him sort of workshopping the vision, and if you just listen to them in sequence, I feel like you can kind of hear him figuring out the vision of Don't Be Dumb, and Don't Be Dumb, I think you're right, I think it probably was like 1 year of like focus, like I figured out what the identity is, and those singles were sort of him figuring that out. And so ultimately you can, if you look at it through that way, it's easy to see it as 9 years of work and like just working through creatively what it's going to be. It might not feel like, oh wait, the whole 9 years this is what you came out with. It's not. I don't know. It's just not how it is.
Smart way of thinking of judging an album.
Because Keem was going through quite a lot, grieving. And, he had to sort of bottle that in the right way. And I think this Casino album, for all my problems with it, it is like a pretty nicely it's very reflective of who he is. It feels more Keem than Melodic Blue to me. And how he sort of packaged these themes in, I think was nice. It's a well curated album. I just don't really enjoy the actual individual songs. I'm gonna start defending certain tracks though. Birds and the Bees, I'll agree. I think it was one of my least favorites. I think to go from Casino to Birds and the Bees, I was just like, Dreadful you have 11 tracks. This feels like a bone. Like you could be on a deluxe. Yeah, ideally you want to hear him in top game, and Birds and the Bees feels like a leftover.
I wasn't a fan of the chorus. The whole like Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday. We talk about the Birds and the Bees. Also focus. Like I get like. This is what I felt like with the cuts where he was talking about women and relationship to women. I like the idea that Vegas is that kind of hole where you can get lost to addiction, you can get lost to gambling, and you lost to women and like the issues with prostitution they have there. With these songs though, they kind of feel like they kind of jar me a little, where it's like, do some of them are constructed like bangers, like whether it be sex appeal, and that to me is like, I'm a bit confused on how am I supposed to take them. Like, am I supposed to take them as like kind of a meta like club banger about something that's like kind of like a swimming pools, you know, so obviously not on the same level, but in the sense of like, oh, this is like about an issue,
right?
This
and
kind
like
of
reframed through the type of song it is, you know.
But I was just a bit jarred. I think like just like because what I really wanted is like for him to have a moment on the album where it feels like on Damn, for example, you have the track like Lust, where it's like you get really you construct in a way where it's like you're talking about this issue, and I feel like tracks like Birds and the Bees, they just throw me off. I think because it's just like, I don't know.
Sonically, it doesn't really evoke much to do with the issue, I guess. It feels a little cobbled together as a track to me.
Like, it's just more of, like, examining his relationship to women. I mean, like, in the context of Vegas, the place that it is, I just feel like, it just kind of muddies it.
Yeah.
And
Good
then...
Flirts.
Good Flirts, well...
I'm hearing this could be, like, the hit off the album.
No.
Which really surprises me.
No, who's saying this?
Because I guess it's just been, like, TikTok a lot. It's
really?
Like, yeah, it's like a lot of people I never know like that part, people doing little shit, doing shit to that, you know?
I would say, like, I liked Momo Boyd's and Keem's chemistry on the
track. I
really
enjoyed Momo Boyd on the track, yeah.
I think it just overstays it welcome as a track. Like, I think also just...
Here we go.
The Kendrick verse.
Speaking my language. Okay, keep going. I mean, keep talking about how it's boring.
I don't think it's Kendrick's grippy. I don't think it's Kendrick's grippy.
You said that.
Some people were saying it's Kendrick's grippy. Yeah, that made me laugh out loud.
Do you reckon he liked Sinners? Do you reckon he enjoyed it?
Oh, he was watching Sinners whilst he was on the couch with his favourite sinner.
Yeah.
That was a bar.
Yeah, you put it in the song.
So that made me think, okay, so it's post 2025 March, okay.
Where was he? Let's look up the...
Let's think about, okay, so this post GNX, this was after the Super Bowl.
Okay, he wasn't in the studio. Fuck.
No, it'll be interesting to see
He's got to be working on something.
The common interpolation, or like just the direct reference. Yeah. That's kind of crazy timing because J. Cole obviously.
I was literally about to say, you've been hearing about this J. Cole. Is it a coincidence conversation people are having?
Yeah, it is possible that he was a little, like a wink. Yeah. But that song obviously was about his relationship with the hip hop genre and like the rap game. But I don't know, in this context, it feels more direct, like he's talking about an actual person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like... So I don't know. In terms of its placement, I don't know if
it's used in a wholly different way, like lyrically. I think
gossip with my bitch like I'm Young Thug too. That was a nice line.
That was funny. I did enjoy that.
It was a bit funny.
It made me smirk a little. But I think good.
On your booty.
I think Good Flirts is extremely boring.
It was unsexy as well. I'll just say like Kendrick has made sexier sounding.
100%. Like his shit with Rihanna with Loyalty. I think that's sexier. His tracks with SZA. 100%.
Even like it reminded me of like what he did on Goosebumps, just like not as not as effective. Like put the booty on a pedestal.
That was the thing with the Kendrick appearances on this album, but because there was two. What was the track? What's the other one?
House Money.
House Money. Thank you.
No, we're not speaking L on House Money. Not happening. We're not doing this.
It's not
that
horrible.
Goes so hard. Holy shit.
Okay, all right.
That is I was literally, that was the song that earwormed. Like I was walking around the streets.
I don't think it's bad. You won't hear me speak ill on it, but I don't care about it.
No.
But I think the Kendrick appearance, I won't lie, it has gotten in my head a bit. Like, it's a little catchy.
It's this inflection. It's like, what the fuck? Like I just like that.
And he's like,
so much.
This catchy, but it is kind of low. It does sound extremely low effort, and for Kendrick standards, it sounds very like he's tired as hell. I guess maybe that was an intentional thing, but I don't know. Like when I think of Keem and a song like that, like I think it would have been way better if he came with something way more explosive and zany, because his voice is so boundless, Kendrick, and I feel like that was a really underwhelming appearance.
And we have Vent. You can go to Vent for that.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you hear a Vent and you're thinking, oh, what's he gonna bring on this track? And you hear him just sort of moping. I was like, it's catchy, but the potential is so much more. I feel like it's kind of unsatisfying to me. And House Money for me is another one. I think I have with this album is I find the loops, the beats. They get very tired quickly, and House Money was like that for me. I didn't really. They got to a point halfway through where I was kind of over the beat, and Keem didn't do a bad job in it, but I kind of felt like, again, I don't know, it didn't really excite me. It didn't light a fire, but like it kind of felt like it was trying to do. So I ended up having a disconnect with it. But yeah, I don't dislike it. It's kind of in line with what I want from Keem more so than the rest of the album, but in execution. Yeah, like you said, there's other songs that I can get that are a bit more satisfying.
Yeah,
maybe like Event or some of the other songs from Die For My Bitch. So yeah, I don't think anything about the song is particularly awful. I just think it's all that unsatisfying given what we know that they can do. You know what I mean? So I'm like, whatever. I don't really care about it.
I don't know. I think like the flows are immaculate. Like how he goes from that intro into
the beat comes in,
retaining my semen, and then he just kind of like
retaining my semen. The way you stick with that,
yeah,
retaining my semen, bro.
I don't know if that was the bar, but it sounded like he says it. But he
that's the part he pulls the mic out.
It's before the drums. It's before the drums.
The beat comes in great. I'll give you that. The beat comes in,
and he does that thing where it's like, yeah, he is inhabiting a lot of that Kendrick energy where he'll cut the beat off or he'll take away an element before he goes in, and then he'll bring the drums in when he needs to, and it's fucking amazing. And then I'm telling you, and then the Denzel ad libs, it's so good to have that.
Denzel ad libs?
Yeah, Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry?
Ad libs, yeah. He's the one that's saying yeah during the first verse of Keem's.
Really?
And then towards the end of the song.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's credited on that. He's credited as.
Oh my god, I had no idea. I didn't.
He confirmed this. So after the fact, someone DM'd him, asked him if it was him on the album, and he said, "Well, now that the album's out, I'll confirm."
Left field collab, to be honest. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a real big moment for Denzel, but there you go. Denzel Curry background vocal.
No way, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
I would say I like how speaking on the production so far. I mean. OG Volta, who works with Carti a lot, he used to work with Kanye, Cardo, obviously, Johan Sweet, who worked on a lot of the melodic blue tracks.
Yeah.
I generally was a fan of the sample selection. I was generally a fan of the beats.
It was definitely eclectic.
I do.
Cardo and Keem again.
Cardo, yeah. That as a combination is just dangerous.
Yeah, he did all the beats on Bad Habit, I think. Most of them.
Dangerous
collaboration. Those beats are fucking beautiful on Bad Habit.
But I think I'm such a fan of the sample loops, like whether it be No Blame and then
I'm jealous.
I love that that vocal the on House Money.
Yeah, that sounds
just
cool.
like the energy. And I
agree. It
sounds
the drums
come in.
I guess
it's very
I wish it just sort of progressed more, because I think after 2 minutes I was like, okay, I'm still doing this loop. It's not a bad loop, but I don't know. For me, that's how every time I hear that song, that's what happens.
I did notice it. I did notice it a little, but like even then, I feel like just it's the anticipation for me getting back to that chorus and like the flows. I think he's on a good pocket, and then I'm a big fan of that chorus, man. I feel like the chorus is a make. Like if you don't mess with it, you don't mess with it. But if you do, man, it's a great track.
I think the chorus goes.
It would have been great to have a Kendrick verse. That would have been insane. Like
like even we bring it back to Ray's Brothers. Even on those, he's doing something similar where it's like kind of catchy, maybe a bit memey, bit jokey. I smell something sort of similar in tone, but on Range Brothers, he was embodying some weirdo character voice. It was way more memorable and electrifying than what he did with House Money to me.
Okay,
so that's what I'm saying. Like I think that would have been the ticket to really make me be as into House Money as you are.
Yeah.
But overall, it's like it's fine. I'm like whatever, take it or leave it. You know, don't dislike it. There are tracks on here I actively dislike. And that's not one of them.
I think compared to the other two tracks before it, though, I think it was a well-needed
definitely.
back
Those
track.
two are rubbish.
They felt like detours. Like, to be honest, I don't... Like, again, like I told you, I feel like...
Good Fucks feels like 8 minutes
In terms of the subject matter, like, if you want to talk about your relationship with women and your issues, your vices, or just like the general relationship, I think like there could have been like 1,000 different ways to do it more interestingly or better.
100%. I feel like that was a very cobbled
I
together.
didn't really care for those cuts.
Not at all. 100%. Yeah, Good Fucks just I feel like it feels like it goes on for so long.
Yeah, I think generally House Money is one of my favorites. Definitely for me, my top 3. But But then the track to follow. I'm not a lyricist. Best song on the album.
I prefer Dramatic Girl, but
no, bro. I think this is one of the
best beat on
best Keem songs. One of the best Keem songs overall.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to argue this. Actually, I mean
the way that the beat starts with this like ethereal.
I love the beat. Love the beat. Yeah.
Like it gives me reminiscent of Dead Presidents by Jay-Z, just like that kind of.
I hear that,
you know what I mean? Like, and then the drums and the piano.
I love how he sounded on it. And my god,
the
bro!
flow choices.
When he switches up, running around, I love that part. When he goes into the melodic, I really enjoyed Keem on it.
They were really good. And even the part where he was like, "This is for the Runaways," like that deep voice.
Yeah.
That was also Keem, apparently. That wasn't a different artist.
Yeah, no,
so even that.
I remember going on Genius and being alarmed to find that it was all
insane.
Keem, you know?
But as a song, I mean, one of Keem's best, like the flows that he was on,
how
he sounded like Andre 3000 on the second verse.
I'm with you,
and then that one feature that did come through, Citizen Cope.
Oh, the end
sounded like Mac Miller.
Underpaid, that part.
Sounded like him. He sounded like him. For a minute, like when I first listened to it, the listening party, I was just like, "Is this Mac Miller? Is this?"
Like a lost
he definitely kind of. And I'm not the only one who said it.
I'm with you, man. I think it's a really good song. Yeah,
it's one of his best tracks. And if we talk about lyrical content, I rewound that song so many times because I was trying to pick up on every bar. Like I could have gone on Genius, but it was just hearing the way he'd perform it. I'll go into quotables, but sure. Yeah, Johan's sweet on the production, as he has been throughout the album.
Yeah. Lovely beat,
and the irony in the title, so like he opens the track and the chorus really with.
He had a cool line. He had a cool line about how like not moving mountains, I'm moving pyramids. Or something.
Yes,
that was cool.
But generally, just the title being ironic, like him saying that, but then it ends up being one of his most lyrically dense songs in his entire discography.
Definitely, yeah. It was a
cool love song. How introspective it was. So in terms of quotables, I mean, he references A Childhood Wolves again.
Yeah.
Brothers gamble with their life, scared to bet on themselves.
Keep going, bro.
He dedicated... So I think the track as a whole... So there's two songs. So I think No Blame is a dedication to his mum.
Yeah.
100%. But this track, I feel like it was more so his grandma. Because he says... Grandma used to call me Boo Man. Yeah. She bought my keyboard at 12. There was just other lines that really got me stumped. Like drugs in my baby stroller.
It was pretty the
needles in the playground.
It was the easiest song to feel and connect with. Yeah. I felt like this was. I was waiting for something to really like kind of grab me in a way that was like a bit more emotive, internal, and like thoughtful. And that was like the moment I was like, here we go. And so I feel like this is what I've been starved of this album so far. Yeah. And so that was really nice.
Even as a conceptual track, like as a how it plays into the concept. Like if we were to really like single out a track that really is the kind of what this album is and what it is exploring. Like it mentions Sin City and how you're either on the edge of a building or you're the different vices really. And like I think I don't know if this is the track that he singles out that how his uncle used to argue with his mum and he'd have issues with like prostitution and sex workers. It really paints the picture of Vegas and what Keem's relationship was to that city and kind of how it had an impact on his family. I think that's really what the album is about at the end of the day. It's
100%.
It's the place and how he wishes that they never moved to Vegas because it had such
he's
drastic...
deciding to label Vegas as casino specifically.
Yeah.
So that's suggesting like that's what he's seeing it as. That's like the biggest thing that's affected his family and his life being in Vegas is the excess and like the casino and the sort of vices, the gambling, everything like that. So he's seeing the effect of it. And that's kind of what the documentaries as well set us up for. And I feel like, I agree. This song was representative more of what I feel like this album was kind of being billed as or marketed as. 100%. So when it came in, it was refreshing.
It is to me, it is the track. Like if and then again, like maybe I guess in your shoes it would be the track where it would be like, this is what I see the potential, but then the rest of the album doesn't reflect that.
A bit, yeah, sure.
But I think
as a baseline, I kind of feel that way.
Because I mean, to me again, like it is the potential, it's the benchmark. I think that, and in terms of the more just aggressive, like performance wise, I think Circus Freestyle is that companion to it. It's like the best when it comes to just the braggadocious.
Yeah, just
whereas this
really...
is the best when it comes to the introspection. And I think if we were
you fucking goofy.
Yeah, if you were to have the...
I love that part.
Oh, yeah, with the...
I love that part,
in Circus.
In Circus,
the caveman at the end as well, where it's like...
Woo,
woo.
Woo. Should have cut it.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that,
But, this is the one that I just had the most to say, I think. Just the wordplay in the second verse as well. Like, I really liked the rhyme scheme, like how he kind of enunciated. So he did like Absolute Vodka, Attribute, Watcher, Out My Name, Trauma. Like the way he would flow those in talking in the second verse. In the second verse, he does talk about his uncle like as the focal of that, and then how all the things that Vegas encapsulates had a toll on his uncle Andre, on his mother and her relationship with drug abuse. I think is the most vulnerable I think Keem's gotten on the track.
100%. I agree. Ever,
and his performance as well. Like if we just really beyond just the flow choice, it's just his choice of how he's actually coming onto the beat, and it's pause.
I didn't say anything.
I said this again.
I honestly didn't even need to. You said it, bro.
But
you paused. I was happy to just let it fly. You brought attention to all.
I did, but I had to catch myself there. I didn't want to leave it to anyone on the internet.
Sure. Be the comments to that.
I just think that is the song that encapsulates how Vegas has had an impact on his family, and the demons being around him on the strip.
It's a lovely angle to take for that song. Yeah,
everything about that desert, that dirty desert, took you away. Like, he blames just the environment for the way that his family is now, and I hope, like, through this album he's able to find healing. I don't know what his relationship with his mum is like present day, but that obviously gets into the parasocial side of it, but. I think that's always the risk when you be this vulnerable about your family on an album. I don't know what this... I think it's one of those ones when we talk about art that kind of goes into stuff that feels deeply personal. Like, how do you talk about...
Yeah.
I felt this way when... if anything to do with these kind of issues, with gambling, with addiction, with... I think it's just... I don't know how
it's moving stuff, man.
How would you be able to talk about it in a general sense? Because it is very, it opens quite a big door to his personal life.
I agree. It opens up the avenues that I kind of maybe thought Keem was more limited before that song. That song kind of made me realize that Keem's capable, musically, lyrically, conceptually, of doing more than I thought.
Yeah, it was very surprising. Again, like, this is kind of a very good indication of maybe what's to come. I think, like, he's capable of doing a track like this, then... I think I'm excited to see what his progression is from him.
I felt like Melodic Blue a lot of the time was him sort of trying to convince us he can do X and Y, and it was sort of a bit like, I don't know if you're really that guy.
A mix of everything, yeah. It was less.
And here I'm like, oh wait, maybe you can be that guy. A little bit, yeah.
No, it is. I think it's true with Melodic Blue. It's like you have a song that's like nah, and then you have another song where you have a Family Ties where he can prove that he can do. He can do that stadium anthem, But
for sure.
But I think with this album, it didn't feel like he was proving anything. I think we could say okay, he can do the introspection, but I feel like. Again, like, he could have possibly given us an album that felt like the natural evolution of Melodic Blue, but I felt like he took this detour not for Vane. I think it's just for himself. I think it's clear that it just kind of came from himself. And then the way he closes out the track, this kind of Kendrick-like, I don't know what song it reminds me of the most, like the spoken word kind of.
Oh, I get you.
It's like, this is Casino.
It reminds me a bit
Casino.
of maybe the guy from Section 8 kind of has a similar,
yes.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Similar tone.
Yeah. Yes, with the intro to High Power. The intro to High Power.
Before that part in Fuck Your Ethnicity.
Oh,
that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, like that guy.
But you know the intro to...
Oh, no, in High Power, Sky in the Morning, Stay Up for Something, Dying in the Morning.
Yes. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, then we go into, like, the next track, which is just such a far...
Sex
Appeal, which... Okay, there's two tracks that I think have potential to grow on me. They're very catchy, very memorable. I think Sex Appeal and Dramatic Girl. I think these are songs where the choruses are very, to me, like... Or, like, there's certain aspects about the songs, whether it be, again, like a melodic choice or just the wordplay, I think, or the energy. I think that those songs have the potential to grow. But off first listens, I was like, they're kind of just,
Yeah, what do you think of the Too Short verse?
It was standard. I think it was standard for the vibe. I think that's what I think it's definitely the West Coast homage, very much.
Yes,
Miami.
A lot of people
Club.
are calling it GNX Light.
The Cub.
I'm hearing that. Yeah. Someone on Radio Music actually, for some reason, said the whole first half is just like GNX. I don't know what they were talking about. I read that on Radio Music. What the hell are they talking about, bro?
I mean, I can't.
Which song?
If we were to think about like
Sex Appeal is the only song that sounds like GNX to me. If you were going to make that comparison,
or that like 2024 Kendrick, like again the Euphoria feel that I got from something like Casino,
or maybe like I guess the Good Flirts, the beat could sound similar to like maybe like a Rich Spirit, like sort of sparse,
or like I don't know, Man in the Garden,
something like Man in the Garden, like a sparse kind of thing. I don't know, man. But what do you think I thought of Sex Appeal, bro?
I thought it was. I
didn't
mind the singing.
What do you think I thought of that song?
Well, if you like Dramatic Girl, then I don't know. Because if you like Dramatic Girl, then I feel like Sex Appeal fits in that.
Really? They sound pretty different.
They're different, but I think
they're scratching the similar itch. Yeah, they're both like the fun ones.
Yeah, the fun ones, the club bangers, the kind of the
but the different types of fun ones.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't like Sex Appeal.
You don't like it?
I think it sucks.
Yeah,
it's an awful song.
No, I feel that.
Yeah,
I get that.
The bass sounds really distracting to me.
The fat bass.
Yeah, it sounds really annoying.
Wow.
Yeah, just the beat is so just limp. It's just very. I know this type of. I don't care.
Yeah. I think if we were to compare this,
and I thought the Too Short verse was fucking embarrassing. It sounded like they just grabbed some cunt off the street and it was like, here's a verse.
Yeah.
It just sounded like there was no charisma, no like conviction. It was very like dry delivery.
I think it was
the
standard.
whole song was so boring to me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't care for it. The Dramatic Girl was wacky. I was into that. That was cool. The chords are really pretty on that song. And Keem's like putting in some feeling. He's not sounding too pitch perfect at all, but he's putting in some feeling, and I love the feature on that. The feature sounded fucking wonderful. Forgot her name, or their name, but
Che,
yeah. I thought they sounded really good. We're getting to that way.
We're
going track by track.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but Sex Appeal, I mean, look, I think that there has to be more merit to it because it has. I really like this one producer, Michael Izzo-Wuri. He's worked with like Frank Ocean, Childish Gambino.
What songs do you know?
What Frank Ocean?
Oh yeah, what songs has he done?
It was Sex Appeal. So that's
what other songs? Do you know which Frank Ocean song?
I think a lot of the stuff on Blonde.
Really?
He's worked on Blonde. Yeah,
it's wild, bro.
But he's got like so when I see that name, I'm like, okay, similar with like Dylan Wiggins on like the Justin Bieber stuff.
That makes sense because Sex Appeal would fit on Blonde.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you.
That's what. There's a reason why I'm like, okay, I need to like give this another chance or another try. So I'm trying to just get onto it. But
I did have one listener. I was like, oh, maybe this was kind of a fun bop. Next time I was like, I don't care. It was a fleeting.
I probably agree that too. Yeah.
And then every subsequent listen, I was like, I don't enjoy
the fleeting thought thing. I think that's what I have with songs that I'm kind of iffy on. So I think like with this and Dramatic Girl, they're like depends on when you catch me and like what's the context.
Yeah.
You know, one time I think okay, this is perfect for like the club, and then another context. Well, I'm not going to the club, but it's perfect for the club, but I'm not going to the club. Right. But then I think okay, if I had this in the car, how would this sound? Yeah, I don't know. It is like again. I do think that those are the two tracks that could grow on me.
They could do, but we're still waiting on that moment.
Yeah, but they're catchy as heck. Like the chorus, they're too much sex appeal. Like again, I get people just say that's ugly and disgusting.
Johnny Hill gif, bro. Johnny Hill gif.
Nah, bro.
Don't like that.
I think it's just. Yeah,
it's catchy. Yeah, right.
It's catchy. That's what I'm saying. It's fun wordplay. So I don't know what it.
I find it forgettable.
We talk about forgettable. The next track, Highway 95 Part 2.
You know what I hate about
the beat's solid.
Yeah, whatever.
The drums.
You could do worse. You could do better. You could do worse. What I don't like about that song, it's a pet peeve. It's a thing. It's not really that big of a deal, but it bothers me. I hate that it fades out during the chorus while he's still rapping. I hate that because I think this song, it kind of presents itself lyrically as like a centerpiece moment a bit. A lot
should do, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the themes from I'm not a lyricist that we were talking about earlier. Do you creep up?
They alluded to Highway 95 because on I'm Not a Lyricist he says this is for all the runaway childs and it basically implies that he ran away from home at a young age and that's what we kind of get on Highway 95
for sure.
And No Blame, the idea that the situation at home was so bad that he did run away at one point when he was 14, 15 or whatever.
Literally, yeah. Like,
so as a track, it needs to be the track. But the choices when it came to flows, when it came to how he would deliver the track, it's just not.
Why?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It seems so unconcerned with like. It's like this song. The existence of this song is additive to the curation of this album and its themes.
100%.
So why he just sounds so unconcerned with like giving a shit about it the whole song. And it just fades out and it's over. The fade out to me, I don't like it because it comes off careless in this context.
Yeah.
For a song that should be
fade outs do work sometimes.
They do, yeah. There's on Dramatic Girl. There's a fade out. I like that.
Yeah.
It was like kind of driving off in the sunset, saying goodbye to a nice moment.
As well.
Like
when they faded out of the feature.
Yeah, I'm not against the fade out in general, but in this song it feels careless.
It does feel like a throwaway, in the context, but it shouldn't because the lyrical content is so there's so much you can do, and he does deliver. I think with the cried all night every time I took a beating, runaway child sleeping on the highways, and then he had that part at the end where he was saying, I don't know if it was on this track or the other one,
right?
Where he was like, oh, it's just filthy. It's like the highway that I'm sleeping under is filthy. That's what I think. And also the highway as an idea, like the idea that he like when like in this context, in the modern in the present context, he's driving down that highway and he can't help but think about his grandma. He mentions that on I'm Not a Lyricist.
There is so much power that could be in this song, man.
Yeah,
it's like it's so frustrating how little of that is actually. This is not
explored. There could have been 1,000 different variations of how he could have sounded.
Yeah, Sabana.
Yeah, but I like how the track opens with that the female vocalist. I think that was on this track.
Yeah.
And then how the drums come in and just the general flow.
I forgot how part one sounds. Is it similar? I forgot. It's like on the
part one is a lot different.
It's on the deluxe.
It's a lot shorter, and it does a.
I went through those
Lauryn Hill sample.
Yeah, I went through those deluxe tracks like once when they dropped. I don't remember them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Except for Life of Pain.
I didn't revisit them when coming back to Melodic. I probably could have on the way here, but I decided not to because I wasn't crazy about them.
Yeah, I remember them.
But I will say something with Melodic Blue, which I didn't mention. I'd say the feature choice choices made sense for the sound that he was inhabiting at the time. So all the auto-tune stuff, he goes to Uzi, he goes to Travis, they sound very similar to what Keem's doing on that album. But I think with this one, it's very interesting feature choices, like I'll say. But we'll save it for the overall thoughts. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just the content, his relationship with the government assurance, and like how a broken home, family trust, like there's trust between his mother and his uncle. The reason why he did run away, he felt like also the personal thing is like there's still, I feel like, a lot of content that he kind of leaves off the table, where that kind of the self guilt that he had, which motivated him to run away. Like he was not made to feel, but he felt like a burden at home.
Yeah, sure.
And so he runs away. But then it's just kind of glossed over. I feel like we needed just more. I think more in that aspect, because we could have had a really good introspective track about that relationship between him, the highway, and himself.
Yeah, that's probably the one song.
It's one of the most disappointing.
That
songs.
Alongside maybe Birds and the Bees is the one song where I get the sense that he didn't really try that hard. Which I don't want to think. I want to be charitable. You know, I want to extend grace to these artists, but that song I hear and I just think like it sounds like you didn't try much, and it's like, and it's frustrating when the content is so potentially moving, and it's like, what's going on? Like that's why I'm struggling to connect with the vision here, and it ends up resulting in a very boring song. I found it extremely dull. But then we came back with Circus Circus. Circus Circus is fun as hell.
What an anthem.
That's a fun, except for that one line.
Feels like, oh yes.
We know the one. You know the line.
Yeah, it caught me on the first listen at the listening party. I immediately clocked it, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I almost died when I took the vaccine.
I got the vaccine, then I crashed my car, man. Don't get vaccines.
What did he mean by that?
Oh man, I was like down for 2 years right after or something like that.
I don't know.
Was that to do with the vaccine as well?
Yeah. It was just like
So he attributed him like struggling for 2 years to the vaccine. Is that what he's saying? It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be hearing right-leaning talking points on the album, but
yeah, and it was such a pointless line. It didn't need to be. It had nothing to do with anything else. It was just like, why'd you say that, man?
Towards the end of the song as well, it sucks because it's like you take that one line and it ends up just throwing off the whole. But revisiting it, man, like it is that statement song of saying I still got it. Like I can still make an anthem, family ties. I can still do that.
Yeah, the beat switches were cool. His voice was fun. He was just enjoying himself. It just very felt contagious energy to
like a wrestling match, just like that kind of the hype with the horns and just like man, I loved it. One of the highlights of the album.
Yes.
Like performance-wise, he's just
comfortably.
Oh my god, insane choices. I think was it just before he goes into the actual like when the drums come in, he's like what is it?
You were fucking goofy.
No.
The little character, man. I love the personality.
Burned out bonkers.
Yeah,
Boogie
man.
Monster. And then he goes straight in, and it's so fucking hard.
I love it, bro. This is
menacing.
Yeah, it's like
the sample loop.
This is the original appeal of
the background
Keem.
vocals. Very fucking.
It's given this like spotlight, this like stage setting, and like "Die for My Bitch" is a hilarious album to me. That album is really funny.
Yeah,
you know, he's got like "Stop taking my picture." It's like really silly, and I love the humor of it. And I feel like now he's got so much more confidence in his voice. He's doing so much more with his voice. So to him bring that sort of humorous energy to his current form was great to see. I was like, dude, I honestly, that's what I mean when I say I want to hear this Keem on a Die for My Bitch whole type of album.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome. You know, obviously I know he's not where he's at. He's making Casino. That's fine. But just purely selfishly, I would love that. I would I would eat that up.
Like a 7-track or like a 12-track like mixtape.
And Circus Circus fully validated me thinking that. I was like, this is why I feel that way. Because this song is really fun.
This is the Keem that you love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is why when I first heard Die for My Bitch, the things I'm enjoying about Circus Circus, that was exactly what I got from Die for My Bitch.
Yeah, 100%.
When I first heard it.
It is a highlight, 100% it's a highlight. Single-handedly, he could have had a Kendrick feature, and it would have gone crazy on it.
Yeah.
But I think he solos. I think he just, like, he does what he needs to do. And he didn't need... Yeah, he does. He solos he solos a Family Ties.
You mean Kendrick?
He does his own, like, Family Ties with this
track.
Oh,
I get you. I guess,
like,
for sure.
It's the same energy. And
okay.
It takes a lot to I can't again. It's this and Casino where it's like him performing these songs live.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like him coming into himself. You know? He's coming into himself, like as an art. Like
you're right. He's coming into himself.
Yeah, all over. No,
all over.
No.
Oh, that's how you mean it? Because
no.
you made the correction that you meant all over, and that doesn't make sense in the previous context.
No, in himself. He's coming into himself.
His own.
In his own.
He's coming
into his own.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
That's
I like the line. I'm the type of rich brother that's got a broken phone. Just like the little nod at the 2 phone.
Yeah. I was gonna say how many of them are broken.
He name dropped Denzel as well. Because Denzel went on that IG spam story where he was just like complaining about the state of hip hop, how it's just
I remember that.
dried up and all that sort of thing.
I missed all the Denzel stuff on this album, bro. That's
the line was, Denzel told me come alive, or you fried can't even be a fan no more. There's another fun line.
Did Denzel Curry mention Baby Keem in those stories? Did he say Baby?
No,
he didn't.
No.
Okay.
But I think they're just clearly close friends.
They're homies. Yeah,
I'm excited to see if
that.
Maybe there'll be a collaboration.
That'd be cool.
On Denzel's solo album coming out this year, hopefully.
Yeah. Is that happening? Is that like confirmed? Or?
The Denzel solo. So he said he's dropping obviously the Scythe, which is the
the Scythe is like 2 weeks away.
ASAP Ferg, March 6th. But then you have the solo project. He said there's 2 projects coming out this year.
Okay.
Because he did a wrapped video where he was like, we got 2 albums coming out next year.
Oh shit!
And it has to be the solo album. Like it's been long.
I would love that. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
But it would follow the footsteps of Taboo, Mel Myers, and then this is the thing that would come after. You know, in that same.
That makes sense. Yeah, because
he always does like
an in between album.
Yeah, he always does like Zoo.
And has he like made any statement about the R&B album he wants to do? Remember how that was the thing?
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's what it is. Or maybe he'll get into a rock bag. I don't know.
That'd be wicked. He's I would love that.
Definitely a genre. It will definitely be a genre.
I would love to hear him on some rock shit. Yeah.
You know, the Deftones, the Knock Loose.
Yeah. That would be fucking
Peggy
great.
Obviously, like, Peggy's could maybe cook him up a
like, because he's got the guitar shit.
Lay Down My Life.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Get Keem in there. Get Keem involved, man.
Because Denzel already did his tribute to like jazz with Melt My Eyes, so I feel like he's going to follow
tribute to rock
and really dive into a genre that he's always kind of had an appreciation for. So, but back to the Baby Keem. I mean, some of these other quotables. Yeah. I've been building like a brother. Put Lego in my hands.
Oh, I remember that line. That was a good line. I remember that one.
There was also that uncle sold my Xbox just to buy some crack. So he still kind of brought it. And then the ending was I just laughed. Like that was that got me the biggest laugh out of me, where he was just like caveman with the way I rap, and then woo 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 loose screw.
Yeah, loose screw.
He ends off the album with that, and Baby Keem co-produced this track as well. So.
Yeah, wicked. I know he's been producing.
Yeah, that's his story.
Around,
because on the third Boo Man, I didn't know this, but yeah, that was how Keem got his kind of start up, was producing his own beats.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Final 2 tracks, Dramatic Girl. Already off the bat, I just want to say it has an MGMT Kids vibe.
I hear that. Yeah,
with the way that
definitely. Just like kind of
with the I don't know what instrument that is, where it's like.
Yeah, I get you. It just has something
keys.
kind of DIY about it, and it's sort of like there's a wholesome sort of energy.
But even just like how
it's adorable.
Like, it feels like it's either interpolating it or it's doing its. I don't know. It's very much influenced. Perhaps that's the kind of music Keem was listening to, and he wanted to do like inspired by just kind of that's what he was growing up listening to.
It's just way catchier than Sex Appeal, though.
But I don't know. I don't like this track. I'll be real.
What?
This is the one that will potentially grow.
I say that just because I like it, but you know what? I would not be shocked if Dramatic.
Yeah, you've been shitting on the whole album. You can't. You're gonna get to spit.
I would not be shocked if Dramatic Girl is like rubbing people the wrong way, because I don't think it's what people want.
It's like an Illumination end credits. It's like a Sonic film. This is like Kid Cudi did a Sonic song. This is the Sonic. This is Sonic 4.
No
this
is
the Amy
it's
Sonic 4.
It's not glossy enough to be that. I don't think so. And I think the melodies are extremely ill.
Okay, the melodies are fun as hell, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Really Love me.
It's really catchy though. Like that's way catchier than Sex Appeal. If you're gonna put them in the
same I 100% think it's catchier. 100%.
And the beat is so likable. It's such a likable, adorable beat, and it reminds me of one of my favorite songs on Melodic Blues, 16, which is a lot moodier, but that was like a more pop sort of thing.
Maybe that's what it's going for.
I think Baby Keem makes really cool pop songs based off 16 and this. He makes some interesting and cool pop songs, and the features sound great. So this for me was a massive.
The feature was nice. Yeah, there was also a track that was cut from the album that also had the same guy, Tubi. It's on vinyl.
Yes.
Vinyl exclusive.
What happened with? So it's on the vinyl.
Yeah,
I've
had a listen. It's a lot different to Dramatic Girl.
You can hear it. Is it like,
someone's uploaded the rip of it.
So people have the vinyl.
It's either that or like it was the digital version of the album.
Sure. Yeah.
But I assume they just wanted it.
If it made the cut, would it be like one of the better songs?
Nah, I think it would be towards the bottom. I think probably
so you can see why he
worse
cut
than Dramatic Girl. Yeah, but he could have cut it just because the vinyl, like to give it an exclusive track or something.
Okay, yeah, sure. Sounds disposable then.
Yeah, but I mean, Soundwave. He's the only production credit Soundwave has on the album is that track.
On Dramatic Girl.
Yeah, which maybe that's why you mess with the production.
He's really good.
So, yeah, it works. Really
why is it called Tubi? Did he talk about the streaming service?
No, I don't know why it's called Tubi, but I see the joke you made.
That would have been great.
Should make one.
So I watched Terrifier.
Terrifier's on Tubi.
It is on Tubi. That's how I watched Terrifier. I watched Terrifier via Tubi.
Nuts.
Yeah, man.
But I said it just didn't feel like a Keem song. It's not what
not at all. No,
it's not what I subscribe to.
That's why I said.
I don't know if it works on this album. That's what I generally think.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It just completely doesn't.
I'm talking strictly individually, separate from any context.
If it was a pop.
This song is way more entertaining to me than anything else.
That's strange. That's strange.
That is. I'm not going to dispute that, but that is the reality we're living in, bro. I think the only one that I'm not a lyricist is like it depends on the listen. Maybe I'd.
So would you have wanted an album that sounded like?
I would love that, but based off of 16 and Dramatic Girl, Keem's approach to pop is fun and it's colorful. I think it's exciting. I would really enjoy that. I think the reality where we get that isn't a reality where I would have a nice time.
I think as well, just like in terms of content as well, the song just doesn't fit in the sense that like he talks about.
But I mean, if it's
like
if
on,
it's not
on Circus Freestyle,
yeah.
he had this whole moment where it was like, my girl is posting pictures of me on her Instagram. I'm telling that to like take it off.
Yeah.
And then on this song, it's like a love song. It's just like he's like, I know we haven't spoken so.
I mean, look,
but I've been writing love songs and I've been singing love songs.
Daniel,
so strange.
I agree. But mate,
should not be on this album.
Mate,
bonus track.
I agree. I'm not even disputing that. But mate, if it's not been clear. The execution of this album up to this point has not really landed for me. So this song,
you need this.
Was like, here we go, something interesting. I was like, okay, I'm liking it.
Okay.
So that might have given it a more flattering spotlight.
What would you compare this to? You said is there any songs that you've heard that you would compare? Because again, I think the MGMT comparison is
like I haven't got anyone that I thought of.
No, for the recording, I wouldn't. But like you would hear it. Like if I played like the two side by side.
Oh, you don't want to get the copyright.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure it'd be alright, to be honest.
Yeah.
If it's just like a little bit.
Where it's like.
Yeah, that's very like oracular, spectacular coding. And then, my friend. Yes,
you hear that instrument where
the
keys.
It sounds very similar. Good
yeah.
split actually. It's like tone, like timbre wise.
Yeah,
really similar. Yeah,
just that youth. That's why I said I compared it to like an end credit song for Illumination, because it has that upbeat like energy.
Yeah.
It's a good song. I will say. It's all right,
but I think it would definitely work in that context. The Illumination thing. I take.
I think if it was a single on its own,
it would work. It
would be a great
song. We'd have to do the most like degrading one.
What do you mean degrading?
You said Illumination?
Sonic. I said Sonic as well.
Okay, cool.
Kid Cudi. I really like this.
But no, you chose Illumination
commercial.
First. You said Illumination
because that's where my head went first. It was just like the most commercial like sounding.
Yeah, right.
Would it play in H&M? I don't know. But yeah, I get why you like it now. Like.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a shame that you don't fuck with the rest of the album. Okay, let's get to the final track.
I agree, bro.
I'm
with you on that. We agree on that. It's a shame.
But I don't feel like
no blame. Okay, no blame. We're talking about no blame.
So you're saying you don't like so. Okay, we'll get to the overall. No blame. Let's get to no blame. I love James Blake sample.
It's cool, yeah.
But I will say, like, it felt like a Spider-Verse song, like something that could have been on the Spider-Verse soundtrack. It has that kind of like Miles is walking in the rain after a fight scene, and he's just like he's getting introspective, he's reflective. It's like the "I'm Not Scared" song, like when so like they just fell out.
It has I agree. It has that tone, but I think the beat would need to be a bit more something for it to be.
I just think it's a bit of an more MTV, the vocal, like the sample itself.
And James Blake, he's been on the Spider-Verse. But I think I find this song a little dull. I don't know. I think it's sweet. I'm glad it's there. It seems like it's a real exhale for Keem.
Yeah.
As an ode to. Is it his mother he's talking about?
Yes, it's saying to his mum, "I don't blame you for the things that you did."
Yeah. Trying to make sure I remembered it right.
Yeah.
But as a song, it's very sort of brief, kind of thin on the ground. I don't know. I think the track itself is. I think it's
dense. I think it packs in so much within that 2 minutes. He just goes off.
Sure.
I think it completes its mission by the end of it. Like if we were to talk about a song,
sure, yeah.
And the refrain, the refrain and the message as a closer, I think as well to an album that's clearly about. So it opens off with I mentioned at the start, how the album opens with the slot machine, and this closes with the like "Good luck, try again," that kind of notion. So it's almost like, okay, this is kind of like you're walking out of the casino after you've just lost your money, and it's just like, what are you left with if nothing but yourself? So I don't know, like as pretentious as that sounds,
it's
that kind of like. This is the objective of the album was to look at Las Vegas to look at, the casino to look at, everything associated with Las Vegas, and that relationship with his family. I think this song really is exactly what it needed to be to cap it off. However, I will say, but we'll get to the however. But but I think if I was just list through my thing, we'll go into what you think. But as a closer, I think it was, again, build on that introspection. I think as a closer as well, it was a nice bookend. It was a bookend, and it felt like a bookend ending to how the album opens up.
I agree. I agree in both the good and the bad way, in the sense that it opened up appropriately.
Yes, you said sparse. You said it didn't have the but and then it closes out in a similar way. But I think like had it did, like I view No Security and Casino as one opener. Like I view them as they flow into each other in a way of like it's that kind of like you're entering the casino, and then you
casino is you're in the doors,
and then you're at the playing, you're throwing the money, and you see the women, you see the drinking and the alcohol and everything, and you're in it, and then you
totally agree.
You didn't get anything, you didn't strike lucky, so you pack your bags, you don't have any money left, and you walk out, and that's it. You're left with yourself, and I think this is best curated. Like this is from in the sense of like structure, in terms of giving you an experience. You enter and you exit. I can see this. It's a visual. I can as we go through the sonic palette of the album, I could see what he's building, and a lot more than Melodic Blue and what that was trying to do. I felt like that was just, it was him having the concept, but then you had all of these songs that kind of mishmash. Some felt like they fit in that world, some that were just kind of like, they could have been B-sides, they could have been deluxe tracks, like
it's the middle,
Gorgeous,
kind of,
and in the middle, 100% in the middle,
messy,
and then towards the end, like we get some bangers, but like do they fit into an experience? Not really. But this, I feel like he attacked it with that kind of focus. I want to talk about where I came from. I want to talk about that relationship with my family. It's very rarely that you'll see an album. You have I could see now in retrospect. Good Kid, Mad City. It talked about Kendrick's upbringing in relation to his environment, and in a way, this very loosely. I'm saying it very, very loosely. We're not saying it with full chest here, with full confidence. But it acts in a similar fashion where it's his
equivalent.
It's in the sense of. We're not making. Daniel says with an equivalent. No, but in terms of how it, what it means for his discography and what it means for
I get what you're trying to
his
say,
journey and what he's exploring, I think it very much is his equivalent, because it's talking about the relationship of his environment to his family, to his upbringing.
I suppose. But I think to call it that implies it's really good, which it isn't. So.
I mean, look, 7 isn't a great rating either. I mean, it's a pretty, it's just above average. You are being a bit
being out of pocket.
You are, because again, we've talked about how some of these songs have content. It's just maybe the approach, and that's what I will say. My however point. This is my however point. But I'll finish off with everything else I'm saying. Some quotables. Why he's putting hands on you. I just want to play with toys. Like such a devastating. Like that's such a heavy line. CPS at the door. How you pregnant with a Xanax in your stomach. And then, just to finish off, this idea of broken promises, his situation with his father being out of the picture, like how you're going to abandon your BM, your baby mama. But
it's one of the more moving songs on.
It's completely dedicated to
again, I think it's really, I found it extremely...
And it's full circle from the fact that he ran away from home. It's him tackling with that. It's almost like he's come back. And this is kind of what's going through.
That's why I called it like an exhale. It felt like something they had to expel from him, and that's like it's sort of the sonic manifestation of that. But.
And then the outro, like the better luck next time, tying it back to that casino idea, getting unlucky, and then guitar outro, which I felt was very Mike Dean coded. It was a short little moment at the end, but but the however point. So this is my however point. I think as an album, I think it's consistent, but. I did feel like I was left wanting a little bit more. Now, I don't know if that means more tracks, but I think because again, like Good Kid, Mad City was like 12 tracks. It was around the same length in terms of tracks. But content, I think the choices of songs, like you have 11 tracks. If you want to stick to 12 or 11, and you don't want to just bloat the album with 5 more. Because in my head, I was like, okay, we need 5 more that kind of really delve, because this feels like a midpoint. It feels like we have a little bit more to say, maybe.
Okay, I'm with you. I think Keem is the kind of rapper to where when he announces, I've got a 17-track album, it's like, that makes sense because it's Keem, and his songs quite often are pretty short, and they're punchy, and they're replayable. His brand of hip-hop fits that more than like a Kendrick necessarily, because Kendrick, if he announces, let's say Kendrick announces a new album and it's 11 songs. It's like, you know, it's going to be purposeful. Every song's going to give you a lot to chew on. Yeah. Because that's what he's done with albums like Good Kid. So I can see why maybe an album from Keem that is pretty brief is kind of feeling like a little short-handed from what you've come to expect or want from Keem. You know, even if he is kind of using the time fairly well as far as curating it with the casino concept and what he's talking about with his family. Ultimately, though, it doesn't. I mean, it wouldn't hold a candle. These songs are just so fucking limp to me, bro. Sex Appeal, whatever. Birds and the Bees. Come on, man. Like most of this album, Good Flirts, goes on for a million years, bro. It's the longest 4-minute song in my life. You got Highway. Like, it's so shoddy. Like, there's so much shoddiness in the execution that when you look at the things that do kind of have a curated thing, it's like it doesn't really amount to much when. The journey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying some of the choices for me, they could have been gone with, and maybe so it's just more of the. For me, I'm gripping with the fact that we have something that like has the sparks and more than sparks, but like, but then it kind of gets soured when you start thinking about those album cuts that I wasn't particularly crazy about. So that's why when I've heard the album 6 times, I'm just like. The time you spend with these songs is not particularly fun. I think that's why like that and that's the bottom line for me. Even the ones where there might be content, like a Highway or No Blame. Ultimately, I'm finding this thing like dull to just actively pretty weak for the most part. So that's why I've landed on a 4 ultimately. But as far as just like baseline, bottom line, that's ultimately where I'm at with this album, man. And but at the same time though, it does.
With tracks like, but
look at the same time though, in that same breath, I think this. Structure of album, like you say, the way he's thought about sonically, the casino, coming into the casino, like, I hear that as well. I feel that kind of purposefulness, and I think this assembly of album is what I would like going forward from Keem. I think tonally it feels very Keem. It's truly just in execution. There's so little I enjoy on this album, bro.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I think the honest truth is I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it exists. You know, I'm glad he's going in this direction, and because Melodic Blue, even though I had more fun on it overall, there's more highs for me on that album. It feels like he's trying to be something he's not, and I don't think that's the case on Casino at all. So there's plenty of things where categorically he's improved.
So you think that the fact that some of the beats they sound repetitive, well, that you're just expecting, what are you expecting more in terms of you're listening to House Money, like you said, that was a key one where you were expecting. Okay, I'm getting a bit bored of the beat.
Yeah, the beat. Well, yeah, that's just like.
But generally,
something I was feeling as I was. It wasn't necessarily a bad beat. I would have preferred maybe some progression, perhaps, or something to maybe Keem himself wasn't really grabbing me or whatever. Well, I don't know. What I'm saying is like when I hear that song, that is what happens.
Because I think in terms of performance, Keem really does. I think this is
as I've been saying.
In terms of just flows as well. Like I say very versatile, and then some of the way his inflections, very Kendrick coded, but like still very pleasant. And like again, he's like a chameleon on I'm Not a Lyricist. He just sounds like he's accessing
his best performances on that song. 100%.
It's truly like just for him. I think it's just
I can absolutely see like what's grabbed you about this album. You made it very like
no. I mean like again initially I wasn't crazy about it either. Like, there'll be a few tracks where I'm like okay I love. Off first listen, I loved Casino. I loved House Money just because that Kendrick. Like I had that earworminess because it was previewed in the documentary. And then it finally came out, and I was like, okay, I'm loving this. And then I'm Not a Lyricist. I was really, I was like, oh wow, okay. Circus was great. Energy wise, I was iffy on Birds and the Bees and Good Flirts and Dramatic Girl. I was like, okay. Sex Appeal, I didn't really care too much of it. I was like waiting for the next song. I was just ready for what's next.
Sometimes
and then
the album
No Blame was, and then it was over, and I was like, okay, well, where's I want maybe 5 more tracks or something. Like
I hear that. You know what?
But then I revisit it, and I'm like looking at lyrical content, and I'm like picking up on performance, and I was just like, okay, wow, he's really evolved, and I'm really seeing what this album's going for. And I appreciate it overall. Like
I get you, the overall package,
and so I was a bit more favourable with it.
I said this in my my rating things are weird video.
Yeah,
I feel like it's very possible to have an album where like there's a good chunk of the songs that are sort of in that okay range.
Yeah.
But just the way it comes together as an album, it clicks for you. And there's plenty of albums that I love to where I probably wouldn't give any individual song like a 10 out of 10 or something amazing. But like there's probably a few that are just all right. But how each piece of the puzzle culminates, the front to back, really leaves an impression.
Yeah.
And I'm sensing that's the experience you've kind of had with Casino, from what you're saying.
Front to back. I think if you were to just like hit shuffle and like whatever, I think treating it as like a one list, like as a front and back, I don't know. I think it works.
Yeah,
it worked a lot more. Like I understood what it was going for and the journey it was taking me. I think with the tracks that were more melodic and were more off topic, I feel like that's what I felt like some of those songs were. Like, they fit in the sense of like okay, the relationship with women and that kind of like sleeping around and like having fun, drinking, going to clubs, whatever. That's part of the world building. But I just feel like if I'm going from one track like I'm Not a Lyricist into Sex Appeal, I'm thrown off completely. Like it's not. You'll have another moment like that again, going from Casino, where it kind of is like a mission statement, like that plus No Security, like mission statement, and then you go into something like Birds and the Bees. It's like, no, I want to just keep that momentum, or keep the focus to to this like, really interesting content with this overall like box and bubble of like the Casino concept and layering it into the production through these like sound effects and then that world building. But I don't know. I think as an album, will it? Okay, speaking as Keem as an artist, I don't really care for Keem as an artist.
Sure, yeah.
I think he's not in my rotation. And, I appreciate his energy, and I think he always brings something interesting to the table.
You like the space he occupies, but you're not like seeking out.
But I'm not like I'm not like on my knees for Keem. Pause. But like I know some people that like ride or die for some of those tracks on Melodic Blue, or just as an album they ride or die for Melodic Blue. But as an album, I don't come back to that shit at all.
Yeah, people love Melodic Blue, bro.
Yeah, people love that album, and I'm like,
it's like a modern
really
classic.
Care. I don't
it's
really
crazy.
Care. I don't really care. Like Family Ties, I'll be there. That's always gonna get everyone bumping.
I didn't realize how diehard people are for Keem.
People love like 16 and Lost Tapes. I like Lost, the Brent Fire or Lost Souls. The Brent Fire is like okay as 16, a snippet. 16 is cool, but like
won't you think about you and that? It's a dope song.
I don't come back to it. Like I appreciate. I think as in the canon of Baby Keem, he's got these big songs, but I think as an awesome. I've yet to have gotten an album that's kind of. Or like a project. I went back to his old work, like the Valentine's kind of.
Was
the EP?
Faces or
that was
cute.
And then obviously his two albums. A few tracks on the. I like the album cover of him getting beaten up by his BMs. I assume. But he does have some fun tracks on there, but I don't know. Like, is he able to curate like a front and back?
Yeah. Do you like the sound of Bad Habit?
Was that the one where he's on the park? The park. There were a few tracks I liked. I can tell you which ones I did like.
The one where he's talking about the girl who's so ugly, like she's a monster. That's crazy.
I think I listened to Baby Keem's catalog during a time where I wasn't really focusing on content, or like wasn't really picking up on lyrics. It was just more does this sound good? Is the chorus good?
That's kind of what those early Keem projects are more about, regardless. Or Keem in general, really.
The sound of Bad Habit. I like Wolves, Gang Activities, So What,
Monsters. Monsters.com. Gang Activities and So What. I'm glad you said those. I love So What.
They're some of the strongest of the album. I think everything else, I don't know. I don't really remember.
Bitch, I'm Baby Keem. Yeah, that's some good stuff on that, man.
But I don't. As an artist, I think like Casino is like the fact that I've thought this much about that album, and it, I think that's a sign that maybe he'll be in that conversation. I wouldn't mind seeing him live, but again, like
I've seen him live. I don't know. Wireless. It was fun.
Yeah,
he played played he played the track he did of Donda. That was cool.
Oh, Praise God.
Praise God. Yeah, he played
his verse on that. It has energy. Still outside, baby. Tame Impala still outside.
Yeah. It's a bit fun. Yeah, it's not. You get worse, Keem.
Yeah, I think just for that track though.
Yeah,
it's one of those ones where it's like, this is the evidence of his like him just being fun in the space because he'll just choose to do something on his terms in his weird kind of fun way. But I think Casino feels more like formal. I think for what he's.
I agree.
What he's been 100%. what he's been known to do.
100%. There was a bit of maturity going on.
I appreciate it. I think. I don't think it's album of the year. I don't think it will be in that. Obviously for you won't say that, but people will have that in conversation. It will be in conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
But.
No, like, as in, like, for me, album of the year, like, no thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by that, sorry. That was bad timing. My brain processed the information slowly, I'm sorry. I was not...
I don't think it will...
I was enjoying what you were saying.
Yeah.
I don't think... That was not for you.
Yeah. I don't think it will be that in that conversation for me.
I was not talking about Lil Sam. I did not change,
Speaking of that album,
What,
yeah,
Little
it
Sims?
was good. It was a good album.
Well, no, thank you.
Yeah, I might have to come back to it.
It's really good.
The content is heavy, but so I have to come back to it. But
Angel is one of my favorite Little Sims songs.
yes, same favorite on the album for sure.
Oh yeah, okay.
Was that the opener? Yeah,
that's the first track.
Yeah, it was a really good one. That one I was like tossing and turning. You know, like if I had listened to it post making that playlist. For context, I made a playlist where it's like I have two playlists. One playlist where I just throw everything onto it. Everything that's in rotation, and then another playlist which is like things that could end up in that main playlist. So
right, okay.
If I had listened to that album after I'd made that playlist,
Angels
it would probably
in the potential rotation.
In the potential, yeah, for sure, because it was one of my favorite ones off the album. Sounded great as well.
X, it's a good one off that album as well.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah. Towards the end, you get really like deep melodic, like
I think there's one called Broken.
Introspective
that
ones.
One's really nice.
Has anything I said made you change the way you feel about the Baby Keem album? Or has it made you look at it with a different lens?
No, I really like how you verbalize the kind of casino entering the casino, how he sort of musically brought that to... That was really... I like the way you put that, and I totally felt that. As I was hearing it, I was like, I think you sort of brought context to something I was feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, that is kind of... It's very carefully...
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate that.
But
but ultimately, I don't like this. I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
I still think it's a weak album. But yeah, it does show that he is going in the direction that I think is probably more appropriate for him than the melodic blues. But I just want the songs to hit, man. I just want to enjoy these songs. These songs I feel like they're pretty like low effort based off like what I've heard before from him as far as instrumentally and just sort of the way it comes together, the final product of these songs. I just think a lot of the time it's just really weak, man. I mean, it doesn't really amount to much when I'm actually hearing it. I'm not really enjoying it. So yeah, so overall I gotta give it a 4. Damn. That's like the most reflective of my time spent with it. But yeah, I'm glad it exists. I'm glad he made it. I'm glad he's sort of processed a lot of what he's talking about. I guess it's really a matter of what he did channel it into is not something I particularly like listening to, but yeah, that's fine. That doesn't have to be for me. It's no big deal.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Cool.
That was pretty. All right, we were just talking about Travis Scott.
Yeah.
In the meantime, so we're doing Wasteman.
Yeah, let's talk about Wasteman. New film.
Yeah. Do you know my score?
No.
Okay, I have seen your Letterboxd score.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
All right, 3, 2, 1. 7. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. It's like a high 3.5.
It's very solid.
It's closer
very well made.
Closer to an 8 than a 6. I would say.
I think this one will feel more like loosey goosey just because I don't have like a whole track by track.
Oh, yeah.
Really. There's a structure. Stick to it. We'll talk about that one later.
Yeah, Wasteman.
You're weaving off too far.
So you saw it 2 weeks ago at the Screen Unseen or the whatever
unlimited screening.
Unlimited screening.
Yeah.
I saw it like 2 days ago at the Maidenhead Odeon, maybe.
Yeah, my cinema is usually really like empty for anything that isn't an unlimited screening. So there was a few people in there.
Yeah, and those typically do well from my experience. They sell out.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people in my screening for Wasteman, which is great. It was really, really...
Is that usual? Just for normal screenings? I
guess, like... I would say most of the time, no. For a film that's this, like, kind of independent and small... Yeah. Not really. You know, if I've ever had, like, a packed-out crowd at Maidenhead Odeon, it's for, like, a big film. Like, Wuthering Heights was pretty packed out. You know,
Yeah, it's the only cinema, to be fair, so...
Yeah, true. Yeah, Wasteman, I thought it was overall really good, man.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it. I think my main thing that's stopping me from loving it is I don't think there's a huge amount to unpack plot-wise once it's done. It kind of closes itself off. I like it when films linger in your head a bit more. I guess there are some themes about masculinity, the prison system, and like rehabilitation to think about. But ultimately, plot-wise, it kind of, once it was done, the experience... I kind of moved on from it a little quickly. Yeah. So it didn't like linger on my head as much as maybe I was hoping it would. But the actual experience of sitting through it is really good.
I think it was good. I don't think it was exceptional. Like, I don't think...
Right. Yeah, okay.
It'll top my list. I mean, at the moment, it's definitely up there just because there's not been much that I've seen at the moment.
Yeah, as far as 2026 releases...
Oh, yeah, I guess it would count that as of 25 because it was at LFF.
But, I feel like I mean, surely it's coming to the UK first. I'm guessing this movie would hit the UK first, and it just released in the UK like this week. So that would make sense. Yeah, I would count this as 2026 because I feel like for me it's hard to quantify or like measure when a film is a 2020 whichever year it's from because of the film festival circuits. But the way I see it is like whatever year it got its biggest moment of exposure is kind of how I view it as like. Okay. And I would say 2026 for Wasteman.
Yeah, surely. I think some people would just like they bend it. I guess like an easy way would just be sticking to like what comes out in the UK.
Yeah, sure. Like, that's just
the dates.
Cuts
that's
out
the easiest ways. But yeah, I think association. I associate with last year, even though I didn't see it last year. I associate it with it because especially because it was at Toronto, or I think it was at TIFF.
Oh, was it? Okay.
And it had its premiere there.
I just got vibes, bro. 2020. Fuck, this movie was 2020.
It feels like a 26.
It feels like a 2022 release. You know?
Oh, okay.
That's the sort of vibe. This is the vibe I get. This Wasteman came out in the 90s. Bro.
I feel it. No, not the 90s, but the 2022. I could see it. I could 100% see it because it feels like.
Oh, really?
It feels like it could be in the cinema at the same time as Aftersun. Really, like I feel like it fits in that time period.
Let him cook, man. Wasteman is dope. It was really fucking tense, man. It was tense. Yeah, not in my stomach was tightening the longer it went on, and there's a sequence.
Yeah, there was a stretch.
Yeah,
I was clenching my butt.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah.
It was just like that anticipation.
I don't know how do we manage spoilers in this? Actually, do we spoil? Are we gonna spoil what stuff? Do we have a spoiler segment later? Maybe.
Yeah, I guess we can go into spoilers later. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll have like a block of time where we talk just generally about how we felt.
But I think would it be spoilery to say? I think it wraps up too neatly. I would say
that's exactly my issue. Yeah,
I think it just really I think things kind of resolve, and it just feels like okay, were there much consequences? Yeah. It seemed very like
there's a lot of conveniences to you.
A lot of things just happen. But I know what you mean. Like it's just
the food thing.
It's a bit too. I think just clean. I would say like you would think it would get a bit more messier.
That's why I kind of when I say it closes off. That's kind of what I mean.
It could be too clean to a fault. I think like some people that will more lean 6, 5, 4. Yeah. I think they'll say it's just like it's good performances, but it's nothing special. Like it's just like it doesn't really challenge you. Like it presents things. It's a very well made film.
Yeah, I'm very partial to the style of filmmaking. Yeah. I love the close quarters, frantic.
I love the phone stuff.
The phone stuff was really cool. That was a really new way of doing that too. I never seen like a movie like kind of approach that.
Catch that one friend like the Instagram live stream film.
More Life. Yeah, that was entirely Instagram.
Oh, okay.
The whole movie
to like blend it in.
The way it kind of snapped to that was really effective to me.
100%. I think
just to like exactly just to remind you how authentic this really feels. Yeah, it just sort of like snaps you into that zone.
I think it from everything that I understand of how like life is. Like I think it captured like the thing of like of course they're gonna have like Xboxes and like I've definitely seen that like I've seen videos on YouTube where they'll show off their rooms and it will look like it would just be like their room at home.
It seemed pretty well researched. I saw like a brief Q&A talking about how like they were very careful of being true to the sort of trading systems. There's actual currency, but also food.
I think after my screening, they because it's happening at the same time at every Cineworld and every Odeon. Yeah, they put up a tweet asking what was your thoughts on the film, and there was someone that said they worked at prisons, and they said it was very obviously there was a few things that they changed for the sake of it being a film, but they said it captured it very well. I think that the plot device of like the prisons being overstuffed as a reason for why he's getting out early, I think that was very realistic. I think that's a real issue that's happening.
There you go. So it is like it's like not shying away from these issues. It's taking like a stance, even though it's not maybe like the film might not be like specifically about that. It's very much about what the character's going through and his like his path outwards and like the whole situation with his bunkmate. Performances, by the way, man.
Yeah.
Holy God, they were.
I've seen some people dogging on Tom Blythe. They were saying because they were saying he went to Juilliard and this is what he came out with because it's
went to what?
Juilliard, the drama school.
Oh really?
Yeah, sure. It worries. I think that's the part that's like I'm a bit iffy on as well. Like that classic thing of I don't know Tom Blythe's background at all. So it's that thing of like you have a character that's playing someone from struggle or someone who's
is it kind of maybe presents or suggests
it's that thing of like juicy. It's like I'm not saying his acting is bad in the film, but I think it's just always great. It's always that thing of like. It's a tricky thing to navigate. It really depends on who you cast, and it's like, you have to cast someone with a name, but then also you don't have to because we've had many examples in the past of unknowns really doing a great job from a working class background. Absolutely, so I think it's possible. Yeah, it would have been nice to see, I think, but it's always that thing.
So he went to like a pretty esteemed.
I don't know his background, but I just think it's always a tricky. It's always a tricky thing.
That's the suggestion.
The suggestion is it's giving like. Because there's a skit, there's a famous like British skit that someone's done on social media, where it's like it's two actors, they're playing like roadmen, and then cut, and it's like the director comes in. Sorry, you would actually say it like, give me your money, bruv. Like, you know, like it's that thing of like you're putting it on.
I've seen skits like
and
that.
It's like,
not that one.
And it's like it's a real thing. And you know, it's happened for a very long time. But so it's always unfortunately it's an aspect of the film that you have to
think about. Yeah, I get you.
That is in the back of my head as I'm watching it. It's like no matter how
it's kind of a narrow
no matter how
view
tense I feel, how immersed I am, it's always that whole ideologically, like how that works, you know. It's just
like
similar,
sort of a privileged perspective of this type of character. There's a narrow view there, maybe.
Yeah.
Ultimately, though, for me, Tom Blythe was extremely like threatening in this movie, convincingly so. Like his presence was like, it felt dangerous because the film does a really good job of making you feel like you're in the room with
100%.
Like it's really like up close.
The camera's there.
And
then there was a moment where you see spit or blood just going onto the lens.
Yeah, exactly. So it really makes you feel like you're in danger too. Like you feel really on edge. And Tom Blythe was the kind of manipulative aspect of his character was great because he sort of builds a brief like kinship, but then abuses that. Yeah. It's like a betrayal. It feels like a real betrayal, and it's like it's effective. And I really felt in the moment. Like threatened, like whenever he was in the room, so I didn't know what was going to happen. Like you could like kind of snap at any moment. And I'd never seen Tom Blythe act before. This is my introduction. To
really?
I didn't see the
Hunger Games.
I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see Plain Clothes. Fernando, our friend Fernando, he actually said Tom Blythe. He said he out-acted David Johnson, and the reason he felt that I think partly why he felt that way was because he'd just seen Plain Clothes. I think it's very different characters.
They're very different characters.
Yeah,
I think like Tom Blythe. Yeah. He's a lot louder, so it's of course your attention would be drawn to this character who's very out there. But David Johnson, what he's employing in the film, it's a lot more subdued. It's a lot more. It's there. Like he's able to play this kind of like shy. He abuses drugs.
Yes.
And it's clearly taken a toll on him in terms of his psyche, in terms of how he's able to interact socially with other people around him.
The context clues of how the drugs have affected his life prior to being a prisoner as well were kind of hard hitting, and there was a brief mention of that with Tom Blythe's character too, but they didn't really explore it. Like I think David Johnson tried to ask, like, have you got any like people?
Yeah. It was kind of brushed off.
It was kind of brushed off. Yeah, maybe they could have been a couple more minutes of runtime. You know, could have gone a long way there. But it's a pretty clean like 80, 90 minutes.
Yeah,
it gets in, gets out. Yeah. It gets in, gets out.
It does feel like an episode of like something that the director of Boiling Point would have made. You know.
Oh yeah, he was involved as well.
He was
an
executive producer. But it does very much feel. Yeah,
that makes total sense.
I mean, it was in the marketing. They really pushed that part of it, and I think you can feel it. Like there was a lot of like that closeness, that proximity, the camera kind of being floaty and handheld, and it all worked to like create what it needed to for the atmosphere of the film. But,
sure. Yeah,
it could feel like an episode of something you'd see on there.
Yeah, I guess given how like clean it does end, you kind of gets in, gets out. I get you.
But I'm glad to have seen it on a big screen. I think it is worthy of that. Like,
I was genuinely
the scale of some of those moments.
Yeah, no, like it was an honest like I'm feeling very. It was a very tense movie. It was very effective.
Would it have worked as well had it been seen at home? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was like I was in the moment. I was like, I had to.
It's actually the most tense I've been in a while.
I genuinely thought to myself, "It's just a movie."
No, it's
just a movie, bro. It's just. I think I genuinely had that thought.
It's definitely the most tense I've been in a while watching a film.
Yeah.
Like just for that stretch, that last kind of stretch. I think for some reason it just worked. It just worked its wonders.
Yeah.
I think it's just the score and the score. Oh my god, the score is so good.
Who did the score? It was someone I reckon. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro, the needle drops. Jamie XX.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was amazing. That was fucking amazing, man. There was
oh yes, there were some great
Gosh by Jamie XX was used. Like it was transcendent, bro. It was one of my favorite needle drops I've seen in a long time, man. Yeah.
Some other tracks. There was Kill Dem, Jamie XX.
Yeah, that was in there. Fucking the credits song was Geronimo by Young Fathers.
Gesaffelstein was on there.
Oh really? No way. Yeah.
Young Fathers Geronimo.
Yeah, that was the credit song. Yeah.
Some good.
The music choices were class, man. Yeah. And they all kind of fit within that realm of like working class UK struggle sort of thing. Like these are all artists that have soundtracked that in a big way in London, especially. You know, I think mostly it's all British or Scottish musicians on that soundtrack. So
Forest Swords.
Forest Swords are on that. No way.
That was the person. Is it people? One person?
It's one person. Yeah.
Yeah, they did the score for the.
I did the
film.
Score.
There was that one. So it's been used in the trailers, but it's the shot of which character was it? It might have been Tom Blythe's character. Yeah. Looking over the you see like the fence.
Yeah.
Looking down, and you just hear the. It's just really. I really like the score in the film.
It's just a wonderfully packaged movie, man. It's a really beautifully made.
It's
movie.
tight. It's good stuff. It gives you everything you need, and it takes you through the whole emotional journey. But like I said, it could be neat to a fault. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel you. There's not much like rough around the edges, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed for me in my current life, part of the appeal I find in the music I listen to, the films I watch, is not fully getting it and being curious and having questions I want answered. And Wasteman didn't leave me with that curiosity that I often. Yeah. And I think it is because of the neatness of the script, you know.
Also characters. I mean, like, they're very defined.
Exactly.
Like, there's not really much layers beyond like, kind of what you're shown. And
I hear that. Like the guys that he's given the haircut to, it's very very cut and dry what they represent.
They're cardboards a little. I mean, and like I'm not saying they're bad characters. I felt for them, and they're well performed, and dialogue's really solid. But it's just like I said, it doesn't really give you much to go deeply beyond the surface. Exactly. Maybe on a second, I don't know. Second viewing,
I think David Johnson could be the exception though, because his
performance is so sensitive and like
he's got such a warmth to him. I love seeing him in a lead role, man.
But it's also just like. There's so much there, maybe character that he's bringing to the character that perhaps wasn't on the page. I feel
absolutely, pulling from.
It did remind me. There were moments that reminded me of his performance in Alien Romulus, just like the kind of like calculated. But he's not in this film. He's obviously not like smart, but he's a bit. It's that innocence. That
absolutely,
he feels it. But then he's really deep. He's there for a reason because he did this very bad thing. And that kind of reframes it a bit. I don't know. There were points in the film where I felt like, yeah, man, you deserve that. This happened. It happened because you did this. Like, you know.
Yeah. Should we open the spoiler doors?
Sure. Spoilers if you haven't watched Wasteman.
From this point on, we'll just chat about it.
He lets him get beat up, like, you know, and then he's, you know, I'm not surprised that he gets, you know, he gets his treatment from Tom Blythe's character. Like, do I feel bad for him? Probably not.
I get you. I mean, I guess you can empathize that. He's not built for this world, I guess, and he's uncertain. He doesn't want to get hurt himself, but
there's a code.
Since you can, I get what you're trying to say because it's like you can gauge from his performance, David Johnson's performance, that he's like growing to respect and care for Tom Blythe's character quite a bit. Like I said earlier, they're building a kinship.
Yeah,
and him being kind of family oriented and this and that. You know, with his kid on the outside and everything. I get you. It's like, would that suggest that he's someone that would go in and sort of...
Yeah, I just think, like, you can't be surprised that he'd beat you up after you do something like that. Again, there's like a code, there's like a... And especially...
Do you think he did come off surprised there?
To the extent that he did all of that, and then he gave away his product, and then he ended up having to punch him again. It's just at that point, I'm like, bro, like... It's that selflessness. It's like, oh, I think I'm like looking out for myself, but it's like,
okay, you know what?
To be fair, Tom Blythe's character, he's a dangerous guy, so you don't want to really be too close to him. He shouldn't have gotten that close, anyways. He's an idiot because originally at the start where he was like the toothpaste, and he was like, I don't want to borrow your toothpaste. I think like he was a bit aware at that point he shouldn't involve himself at all with these kind of people.
He figured it out too late because he was naive and kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he thought he was his buddy, but like obviously you're gonna just get yourself involved. And you have these two rivaling factions in there.
Honestly, I think overall, David Johnson sells how the story went down to me. I think ultimately, given how believably empathetic and sensitive this character is, you know, you can buy that he's not really equipped for this code and everything. He's on a different... He's not really... That's not who he is. You know, he's like kind of made an effort to change for the better. He's dealing with addiction, but like, you know... Yeah, ultimately...
Is he?
What do you mean? Like change it for the better?
He did, he relapses, like...
Right, but I mean, ultimately, he's like, you know... Maybe it's just David Johnson's magic working on me here, but...
Probably. He is very convincing, I agree.
Yeah. Do you think ultimately he's like a bad guy? Like I see someone who's like done bad things.
Like he's not even trying. Like this idea of change. Like he's obviously taking advantage of the fact that like this Tom Blythe character wants to help him out with his connection, rebuilding that connection with his son. But like he didn't really put the work in. Like we see him like take the piss a little. Like he does the forms, but like he's not fully like clean, you know, and he's going out into that world.
Because he said, he even said, to be fair, I see what you're saying, because he said, like...
Going back out into that world.
He said, I'm a 7 out of 10. Oh, wait, no, change it to an 8.
To try and be a part of his son's life, like, maybe that will end up being bad. Like, the idea of, like, okay, it's all neat, client, whatever, but there's, there's the life after, you know, what that will look like for... Like, whether he would actually be a good presence for his son. Like,
yeah,
he hasn't put the work in. He hasn't actually done it. But like then again, like the system is very like if it was a case where he was nabbed up just for doing the drugs.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that the system is very aggressive for those people. Yeah. But the fact that the story is, you know, he like sold the drugs and someone actually died from it, or two people died from it.
Yeah.
Like that. Like at that point, you know,
then
you really need to make sure you're clean. Like, you really need to make sure you've put the work in.
I hear
that.
I hear that.
But like he obviously took advantage of the situation. You know, the prison's being, and so I don't know.
I wouldn't say I hold it like against him for not like.
I don't either. I mean, he's again like
helping Tom when he was
you get it across that he's not built for this. Like he obviously he made very bad decisions.
It was naive. You know? I'm not. So it was definitely naive of him to trust.
Out of everyone in that prison, would he? You know, of course, everyone deserves a second chance. But again, it's that thing of like, I don't know, this belief of reform, like whether you personally can change and like grow from that. That's the system that, you know, we should believe in, but
sure.
is that how
the reality?
You know, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I think with the ending specifically, I just thought like to go into deep about how I felt like the neatness of it. The fact that like
the suggestion is like he goes and everything's okay. You know, that's kind of the suggestion from the ending. Is like he goes to his son and carries on. He's free, and that's that.
And perhaps maybe there was more footage that left on the table. I feel like there's maybe scenes that they cut out that could have. Obviously, that scene where he bumps it up to an 8, and we the conversation we're having now about like my confliction on him as a character. Perhaps there's more on the table that made him even less favorable.
Yeah,
because that's usually the case with these films. They would like do these test screenings to like see. I could just be all making this shit up, but I feel like there could be deleted scenes or something in the script, maybe that they re-edited with a future draft that was more realistic to, I guess, him being stamped down on, or having scenes that kind of expose him to be even worse than what we saw.
Maybe this is my naivety showing, but my read on his character was a flawed person at the whims of his own mercy, his own inability to discipline. Yeah, I kind of feel like I did see somebody trying, at least sort of like trying not to like succumb to a worse state necessarily. You said you can't be surprised that Tom Blythe did that and that, but I feel like the betrayal element was more in when Tom Blythe kind of twisted the son as like a blackmail tool. That was when it was like, oh, this guy's fucking. Obviously, it was naive of him.
He was always like, naive
to
assume that he wouldn't pull some shit 100%, like that.
Yeah, it was naive of him to like the trainers.
That's what I said. I think
that's I'm with you there, but I wouldn't hold it against him about him not coming in to like help out, because again, I think it made sense for the character to hold back and this and that.
Yeah, I think it made sense for his character, but
yeah, I
mean that's what I said. Like me personally, as I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, that was your mistake. Did he deserve to get beaten up? I don't know. We don't. But like again, it's that kind of that unspoken code and the nature of that. I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he deserved to get beaten up.
No,
because I think it was wider circumstances resulting in the event itself. I don't think it was like his fault.
Yeah, he couldn't obviously like. That's the stuff that was happening around him in the prison.
Yeah, him being like physically, he wouldn't be able to overpower like those two guys.
And he probably would have been aggravated against,
for sure.
Based on the fact that he just is in the room. Like even if he wasn't buddy with him, like he would still get pressured and pressed to do something.
Well, I think it's credit to David Johnston's performance, particularly that this conversation has the ability to be so layered, because we were saying a lot of these characters are one note.
Yeah.
But David Johnston, he brought a lot of these implications to the screen, and I'm assuming David Johnston probably has experience with this or understands this to some degree in his personal life, because I feel like he brought like a real humanity to it, and that really translated well. And that was like the anchoring point, or he served as an amazing anchoring point to view this from in a very nuanced, objective way, where we can see like the pitfalls, where we can see like the possibilities, the mistakes, the naivety. And it created a pretty vivid portrait of life behind bars, Overall, really enjoyed it, man. And I'm very partial to filmmaking that is confronting. I felt like it was a really confronting movie. Like it didn't shy away from making you feel like extremely uncomfortable and tense in the moment. And that goes a long way. Even if it is a pretty narrow view of this thing, this depiction, that's kind of what it is and not really too much more. There are like cracks in there you can talk about and everything, but again, the script is really neat. That kind of precise barreling along manic execution, that's really what makes this like a strong movie to me. But I guess it is. I guess I just wish I had more to ponder.
I think but there's that neatness where it's like it ends really simple.
Yeah.
But I think it's also just the events and like things that actually unfold. So the part that I was just like, so he like does this thing where he says, oh, if you don't do this, I'm gonna like call my boy, and he's gonna like, he knows where your son lives. He'll deal with him. If you figured out that you got poisoned and you're there like vomiting in the toilet, would you not have the instinct to pick up the phone and be like, just fucking kill him, he's poisoned me?
Yeah, that's what...
that was the dumbest thing.
Earlier I said there were some conveniences. I think that was a huge convenience.
He had like how many 10-minute stretch where he could have made a decision to, instead of waiting for him to come back into the room then
that was extremely and also I think it's convenient that he got the food in the first place
and then poisoned, and like it all looks nice and staged and everything. I mean it makes sense for the film to have an ending, but like I don't think it would have been a happy ending for Mr. David Johnson, but but he could have either killed the guy and took the money for himself. Yeah. Which I thought that's where the film was going. You know, I thought he was going to, instead of killing the two guys in the cell, he was going to jump scare Mr. Tom Blythe and stab him in the neck or something. And I thought that was good. Because I remember seeing a shot in the trailer where it was him and someone was choking him out, and it was really like a tense scene. I thought maybe that's the moment where he maybe like stabs him and the blood will come on his face or something. Right. Okay, yeah. No.
I love your reaction to it when you make an innuendo.
There's going to be a compilation.
From this one episode alone, we could do a compilation.
No.
No, I like to see you notice it.
But it was a lot neater and more calculated. Like, okay, maybe that makes more sense for his character. He's not a violent guy. He won't just... Yeah.
Your suggestions are, I guess, more morally interesting. But, and that would open up the problem that we're having, the closed-off neatness.
Yeah.
That's not like
he protects himself, but he also protects his son.
Yeah, and it could be like a flurry of like, what do I do? I'm freaking out. Maybe like that could be the justification for it. You know, that's messy, but it leaves you thinking about it more, and that's kind of what this film just lacked, an element of that. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Like, I wouldn't even like. I get it. Yeah. Like, I think for audiences, they crafted a pretty satisfying ending. Yeah, but would it have been cooler if it just was? Again, I'm not saying like fan fiction, like stab everyone, whatever. But I just think like for it to just have been a clean as ending as it ended up being. I just feel like for a story for a world like this, I feel like could have gone crazy. Could have gone differently. I say
it came off to me that the film was, maybe it was some test screening shit, but they knew that they were keeping the audience in this extremely tense, uncomfortable. Yeah, like, oh my god, this is he's gonna cut the hair. He's got this fucking really.
That was good. That
whole sequence. So my heart was.
That was the moment where my cheeks were like. Fuck.
Yeah, same. That was extremely.
I was burrowed in my like.
Literally, same here, man.
Biting my nails. Yeah, I was just like that slow walk up those stairs and just
my god.
My heart, and I felt cold. I felt shivery. Yeah, you know.
And then the moment it's revealed that he got the food and poisoned him, that feeling dissipates. Yeah, and it's like, and then it goes for this sort of smug, like, oh, he was 3 steps ahead. I found that really annoying.
It was too clean.
It was way too convenient. Like, I'm questioning. Okay, so he poisoned this food with all the drugs he had while he was on shift.
Was it not happening? Like, he was making the food in the flat in the room, because they had the kitchen. They had the.
Oh, was it in his room? I thought he was doing it on shift.
Because it was like rice. It was like, because he had the air fryer.
Was it just him? Was it by him? Was it him? Maybe I missed that. Was it him by himself?
So it was just before he went out. So it was that kind of like Last Supper moment where they were like eating together.
Yeah.
It was in that moment because he gives him the food in the room. Yeah.
So he didn't do one shift.
Yeah, because they were like making their own food in their room. Earlier they were eating some beans or some shit.
Maybe I just slipped by. I missed that shot.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because I just thought like, well, when no one stopped him, I thought it was just convenient. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was actually all right. But ultimately, I think my point still stands in the sense that it does alleviate that tension. Yeah. And I think that's like, it's comfortable to do that. Yeah. You know, I think if they found a way to kind of maintain you in that like spot of like, fuck, I can't handle this right now. Oh my god, like on some safety shit. That's what could have brought it to that 4-star.
Yeah. For me, because as soon as you realize, oh, he's poisoned him. Oh, they're gonna do this kind
it's
of.
It's all gonna be okay.
They're gonna do the ending where he outsmarts him and then he makes it look like a suicide. It's just like, then also that tidiness of like, is his boy really gonna like? His boy has probably been around him for like time. Yeah. He probably knows like his drug intake and like he knows he won't OD for something like that. I feel like that as well. It's like this guy he's part of the exactly. They didn't investigate shit.
Yeah. There was evidence,
even his boys outside.
The knife thrown out. You could trajectory
the knife thrown out as well. Like you can't just find the knife on the floor. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's another thing. It's just like
for sure.
The neatness of it. I just was. It was very frustrating. I mean, look, I still had a great time with it. and it still made me really tense, and performances were still great, but
all I'm
it's
saying,
just, it didn't stick the landing, you know?
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying these are the reasons it wasn't a great movie to me.
Yeah.
But it was still an excellent time out.
Well put together. Everyone should obviously be proud of themselves. It was really cool, because I didn't get tickets. I tried to... No, I was there for a different film. I came out...
Alpha, wasn't it?
Yeah, I came out Alpha, and they had... it was the crew outside standing, and they were looking at the view West End... the view at the West End.
Yeah.
And they were looking at the board. It's kind of like we have Piccadilly Circus, which has all the screens. It's very Times Square-y, but the main place where you constantly see artists and direct and like all these different things, they go and take photos of the View West End screen. That's the big one that promotes different things. And the crew out there were watching, and they were waiting, and then it came up, Wasteman, coming soon. And it was just seeing the crew just all kind of celebrating whatever. And I'm sure like that's the case with every other film ever, but it was just really sweet to know like, oh, this is like camaraderie. You know, the people that made this,
that's really nice.
You know, they believed in it, and you know, I think it turned out really well.
Absolutely, yeah. This was a great. Overall,
it was a debut. I'm pretty sure it was a debut feature.
Yeah, it's a debut film, and as far as films this year are concerned, this is up there for me. I mean, we're still early in the year, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Have I loved anything that's come out this year?
Bone Temple.
I didn't love. I would probably put Wasteman above Bone Temple personally.
Okay.
But Bone Temple was really good. But if I had to measure up, I would say overall I did enjoy Wasteman a smidge more. But Bone Temple was class. I mean, Twinless, if you want to count that.
Yeah, and it's
that's a UK 2026.
Pillion. That's 2020 Pillion.
Oh, Pillion's awesome.
But that came out last year. But it's still getting screenings.
It is still getting screenings. It's getting, it's still about. But yeah, Twinless, I think that came to VOD in America last year.
Yeah.
But in the UK, that came out. I thought that was excellent. I really like Twinless. That's the most I've enjoyed.
Sirat's coming out soon.
Oh, really? Oh, wonderful. Well, there you go. That's clearing it.
Yeah.
That's an excellent movie.
I saw my friend saw it yesterday in the States. Because
your friend?
The friend that I met during the festival.
Was it the one that I met?
Yeah.
Who saw Wasteman?
Yes. And they told me, they loved it. 4.5.
Amazing.
It's
alright, it's fucking
It's
great,
nuts. Yeah. And I saw Jacob Elordi's been giving it word of mouth.
Oh, has he actually?
Yeah, cool. They asked him at a Q&A for Wuthering Heights. So like, what's the film that you loved recently?
He said
no way.
He said Seurat. Do you reckon he could win the Oscar for best sound? Seurat could win the best.
No, F1 apparently.
You think F1's got it?
Maybe.
100%. I just feel like because Seurat is so sound oriented, I feel like it has a shot.
It would be so dope.
That'd be so great.
But I don't know. It's the only thing it's not been nominated for. It would be sweet to get it.
It would be really cool. Oh, it was in international as well.
Oh yes.
So it won't win that. That's like there's no chance.
That one's stacked.
Yeah, Sentimental or Secret Agent for sure. But
for sure.
But sound, I feel like it could do because the argument I made in my video was like the Zone of Interest won best sound, and that's a sound film.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I mean? It was like that film wasn't in that running as far as just general big Oscar players. It wasn't the biggest Oscar player in that running, but it's a sound oriented.
No,
film,
I agree.
So
it deserves it.
100%.
So
that's my reasoning. Just thinking maybe that's why Seurat could win.
It would be,
which would be really cool.
It could be a good year for like wins. Hopefully, like a lot of deserving.
That'd be fun. Yeah, there's some interesting choices in there. Some really like Ugly Sepsis to be in there. It's really crazy. I feel like costume or something. I forget. I think it was makeup and hairstyling, not a costume.
Sing Song Blue.
Song Blue. Yeah. Have you seen that?
No,
I can't be asked, man. I think I'm gonna try and do the Oscars like death race next week. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna at least start it, see how far we get.
So you're gonna watch.
Try and get through the shorts, see Ugly Substance, see Song Blue. Give it a go, you know. I don't think I've ever done that before, like seen everything.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, we've got time though. It's not until mid-March, so.
Yeah, BAFTAs are soon though, apparently.
Oh, it's today, yeah.
Oh, it's today.
It's literally today, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why did I see Jafar Panahi at the BAFTAs?
Really? He's there?
Yeah, he's there.
Wow, no way.
They gave him a visa.
That's wicked. Yeah. But yeah, so overall, we're feeling pretty similarly on Wasteman, I think.
Yeah.
Feels like we're on the same boat entirely.
Pretty much.
I don't think there's anything we disagreed on. Except for maybe like the implications of David Johnson being a good person. But I don't know if it was a disagreement. We're just sort of exploring that.
Yeah.
It wasn't really even a disagreement.
No.
I think we're sort of on the same page, you know.
Yeah.
We're doing the Chinwag, this is a new term for you today.
Yeah, it's a new term for me.
So Chinwag is a term for a conversation, pretty much.
Mm.
So what this is going to be catch up. As in what we've been listening to.
Okay.
What we've been watching, playing. I don't know, have you been gaming at all this year? what have you
finished
played?
Night Rain.
Finished Elder Ring?
Yeah.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
As in like you've I don't know, I've played a fair bit of it, but
Night Rain is so I finished the DLC as well.
Oh, the Forgotten.
So I'd gotten it gifted for my birthday last year.
Yeah, cool.
I picked up the copy literally on the 31st, so Christmas
or
New Year's Eve, or that be New Year's Eve? Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
Sure. It's the 31st.
Right.
Promise I'm not.
So you've rolled credits?
Yeah, I rolled credits a while back, and then I only recently finished the DLC they dropped.
I haven't touched that.
In either November or beginning of December.
Yeah, it's called The Forgotten Banished Lords or something. Some fucking FromSoftware shit.
It would not be. I mean, the monster in this one, the big bad, not giving Lords vibes. Very. It's called the Dreg Lord. Well, actually, it might be Lords.
The word Lord's in there.
Yeah. No, but if you see the appearance of this thing,
it's not exactly Lord-like.
No.
What's it called? Forgotten something, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the most generic FromSoftware ass name. I don't know. They always call their DLCs.
But I do remember Shadow of the Erd Tree. That one's and the.
Right, come on, great DLC.
Ashes of Arendelle.
Yeah, for sure.
Something city, the Ring City.
The Ring. That's Dark Souls
The Lost
3, right?
Hunter.
Yeah, that's Bloodborne, right? There you go. You got a few. Oh, hold on.
What's the Dark Souls one?
Altorius of the Abyss.
Oh yeah, Altorius. Big up Altorius.
He
comes back in the DLC.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
I fought him. He's so cool. So yeah, the thing with the Elden Ring Night Rain, it's all very RNG. So I've only fought.
I played a fair bit of it.
Boreal Valley, Dancer, Boreal Valley.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay.
From Dark Souls 3 and the Centipede Demon, and the Demon Prince, and I think that's the boss name.
Yeah. Sure.
And then Artorias, but I have not found Nameless King. Because it's all RNG, like you'll get the way that you know how the game works, right?
I played it, yeah.
Yeah, so like
it was on my list.
Yeah, so I think you have to get certain zones in order to get certain bosses, or get a higher likelihood of getting a certain boss. So hopefully I'll find Nameless King eventually, because that was the first one that was like shown off in the trailer, and everyone was like,
"Yeah, it was a big moment.
How has this happened? What's the implication?
Yeah, like lore wise, like how does this work?
Yeah,
like, are they all
and I still don't know how. But it's cool, man. But it's cool as a fan. But I didn't know about Dancer, and seeing Dancer just appear, I was like losing my mind, and my friend was just like,
Are you quite a big FromSoftware fan? Though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really? 100%. Have you talked about that much?
No, not really. That was one of the first. So I have a close friend from college days, and that was the first thing that I mentioned was Dark Souls 3, and that's how like that kinship formed. Really, was awesome. From there.
Brings people together.
I'll shout out to my friend Amin, who like put me on the Souls games. It's a fun story actually. In secondary school. He was a big FromSoft person, and I was just like rage baiting him before rage bait was even a word in our vocabulary. I was just like saying, "Oh, that looks awful. Every game looks the same." It was around the time 2019 Sekiro had come out, and I said, "Oh man, all the games."
This is what gamers do. This is just a gamer.
Oh yeah, all the games look the same. And then he we went to the library, pulled up Sekiro images, and I was like, yeah, that looks the same, and it's just like blossom trees and like fields of this like beautiful Japanese environments. So it felt really fun to just like take the piss. But then then
you played them and
then Bloodborne was like
Danny DeVito. I get it now.
No, actually, initially Bloodborne was free at one point. I added it to my collection at some point. I don't know, 2015 probably.
Sure.
And then I tried it in 2019. I hated it. Like I couldn't. So I found.
Yeah, man. No, I know a lot of people. I know so many people who bounced off Bloodborne right away because it's such an impenetrable start.
Yeah,
the first hour is tough to get through.
But the thing is, like, I got up to the very first fat iron guy that you're not even meant to like fight. He's just like it's like a very opening section, like and he's not even a boss. But he just like pissed me off, and I didn't really understand the combat. Like I couldn't really figure it out and the timing. So I ran out of like flasks because it's consumable. Yeah, I ran out of the blunderbuss or pistol ammo, the gun ammo.
Yeah, Bloodborne's the only game I think that doesn't start you off with like a set amount of flasks. You have to like find them and you have to drop.
So like if you've never played a Souls game, like, and you've just used up all your items, it's like you might as well just start a new character because it's just like Bloodborne, you're not going to get anywhere.
Bloodborne has got a brutal start.
So yeah, I deleted it. I didn't tell my friend. I didn't play it for a while, and then I think like something 2020, I just got the bug and I revisited it and finished it. Didn't have the DLC for actually a few years.
Yeah.
But then around 2020 December for my birthday, my friend gifted me Dark Souls 3.
Nice.
It's only for a tenner, and and it was just blew my mind, that one.
Great
start
game,
to finish.
Incredible game. Yeah. Love Dark Souls 3.
And from there I just got the bug, and Dark Souls 1 was game shared to me. I played that. That one was a bit more challenging, just because it was just like there was a lot that you just
Yeah, no,
you had to kind of brute force. Like it wasn't really hand holding. It was for me. I was just kind of blown away about like how everything was just one seamless world and you can kind of traverse from. There's no loading screens.
I truly believe the seamless world thing, that is like an intrinsic part of the Souls like appeal, and like
the level design is just amazing.
When Souls likes were kind of booming, separate from FromSoftware, it was just so exciting. Like, oh, there's other games that can give you the seamless world. Obviously, they never measured up. They never measured up to how FromSoftware. Like Lords of the Fallen was the first one I can remember where
2014.
Yeah, where the trailer was like showing a new Souls thing that wasn't Souls, but oh wow, this is going to become a thing. Yeah. That's so exciting. And then I played it and it was just like, this is fine. I'd rather just be playing. All I'm doing is thinking about how the team from Software, they just have this way more figured out than anybody else does.
They have the source.
They really do. From Software.
So true.
Yeah.
Copyright it. Maybe they should do a cookbook called From Software. No.
Maybe they should make a game on the Source engine, bro. Yo, From Software, bro. Half-Life Souls.
Half-Life Souls.
Half Souls 3, bro.
Well, let's get Half-Life 3 first before we start getting...
Let me
yeah, I mean, they had the source, but then I did hear about Dark Souls 2 and all the shenanigans with that one.
Yeah.
That one was just... It's always kind of have that reputation.
Dark Souls 1 control... It only has 4 directional roles, too. Was that tough to go back to from Dark Souls 3?
I think so, yeah. You're just not used to that. I think the people say, like... It's a funny joke of like people always rejecting any sort of innovation. They'll be like, "Oh, don't add a pause button, don't do this, don't do that." But they've built upon the formula so much, omnidirectional rolling and bonfires and stoke. In Elden Ring, Stake of Maracas, being able to spawn right next to the arena.
Getting the runbacks.
The runbacks, man. That's such an integral. Oh no, I'm a purist. That's such an integral. I love the run back to. Is it Seath the Scaleless? Like the invisible,
the crystal,
the invisible crystals. If you're playing offline as well and you can't see notes, you're fucked.
That's fucking horrible.
Because that's another thing that I really miss, I think, playing Elden Ring Night Rain. Obviously, they can't do it because it's like supposed to be 40-minute in and out, quick, boss rush kind of vibes. But the notes, like it's so nice to play those games. Like it felt really innovation in the online system. It's a single player, but there's multiplayer elements.
Yeah. It gives the game so much character.
The notes and like the blood echoes and seeing people just fall off the same place, like
so
into their death. It's just
no other game has quite matched that sort of thing.
No, it's maybe Death Stranding, maybe
true,
in the connectivity.
Well done.
But there was something really sweet about like just running through something solo and then just having all these. It feels like there's people around me even though there's not, and I think like some people say like, oh, play Dark Souls if you're depressed, because it really is like that kind of way to get yourself out of that hole. Because if you can beat it, then like you could do anything in theory, right? So I think I'm very envious of people. It's such a hard thing to get into though. Like I was there and I rejected it, but then when you you get the bug for it and it's just like, wow, these are the best games ever. Demon's Souls, I remember playing that, got PS5 just for that shit. Of course, it's been everyone hates the remake. Well, not everyone,
really,
but it's very very mixed. Like people, I mean, comparing it to the original, like the art direction, the people they've cast to play the new. Because I don't know if they had voice acting in the original. Oh no, they did, but very sparingly, I think.
I don't think everyone hates the remake.
Nah,
everyone. It's like a unanimous
within the community. It's very mixed. Not even just purists. I think like people who have played the original and like they understand what's so great about the original. Just like in terms of
the reviews for it are really good.
Yeah, the reviews are good. But I think a lot of people I also like it, but I think it's always a tricky one when you talk about something that's remaking an original. Like, will it ever hold a candle? There's something about the original that clearly these people, maybe they are purists, but I think I don't know. I think there is some things I agree about. Like recently, my friend sent me a clip yesterday. It was after you beat Old King Salon. He'll give you this like speech where it's like because the whole thing is you kill the demon form of the king, and then you go and fight the real one, this old one. It's kind of like he's like a sludge. But in the remake, it's like the voice acting of it is just like you see the original, you get shown the original first. It has this look very moody, very grimy, very dark.
Sure.
The new one's obviously like graphics, textures, lighting, and it's all very very polished. But again, it's that thing of like it's too polished to a degree. where it like loses some of its identity that the original had. This is the main conversation they have. Some of the redesigns and also the voice acting approaches. In the original, it has so much aura. Like you beat the king, and then you get this echoing kind of voice, like a ghost, and it's like this deep kind of like voice. Is very like it just immerses you. And then the new one is just like, how did you beat my demon demon form? Did you? How did you? You know, it's just like very. Silly, but
different tone. Sounds like a silly tone.
But the original like had that kind of silliness, but like it was still kind of in that dark, very like depressed look. Like it would just look ugly. But like I guess that's the conversation. It's like whether you want it to be faithful or look realistic. Whatever that entails. Sometimes it's to a fault. You lose some of that personality in design. You've seen that sometimes. It's a similar thing when you see animated films like the Lion King remake. It's not a remake. It's just like, well, no, it's not a remake. It's or like live action. You know, like you take the original thing that has so much like life and personality, and then you add this sheen to it to make it look realistic. But then you lose so much of personality.
Yeah, it doesn't really add. It's not.
And the art direction, you lose so much of it. So I could definitely empathize with the original.
The art direction was so integral to the appeal.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's really the conversation people had. It was just like when I got Demon's Souls in 2009, I was just like the look and feel of it. Some people would be like ugly or whatever, but like it doesn't have to look like what you think like looks good, like the realistic aspect. Whereas everything is kind of to a kind of to a certain gaze. You know what I mean?
I guess so. The perspective I come at this with is I think the remake. I think everything you just said I would agree with, as far as just those things that just make up the personality of the original game being sanded off in a remake is unfortunate to see as a fan of that original thing. I do think the remake succeeds in immortalizing and making accessible an amazing game that is, I think, control-wise, pretty hard to go back to, especially if you played a Bloodborne or a Sekiro or a Dark Souls 3. Demon's Souls has a lot in it that is inaccessible and difficult to trudge through. In its level design, in its boss design, the fact that the health gets like cut in half, these things that are really, they're not exactly player friendly, but that's part of the magic of the game, because it's like you were saying, I know exactly what you're talking about when you say Dark Souls has really helped people with depression, because it's an extremely encouraging game. It's a game that really wants you to succeed. Even though it's punishing you, every NPC is don't you dare go hollow, you're seeing these messages of people's journey, it's like, it's encouraging. And it's about teaching you that this thing that seemed insurmountable before, you can actually do it, and realizing that within yourself. And that's such a beautiful thing. And Demon's Souls obviously was the original, that was the one. But yeah, so I think the remake, in its effort to enshrine it in time as this wonderful game and really make it accessible, I feel like overall it surely must have succeeded at doing that.
I've
not played it through entirely. I played it while I had PlayStation Plus Extra for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had it for a bit there. I played a few hours of it, and I really enjoyed my time with it. I don't think I got to anything.
I think
that kind of took me out. Like, oh, this isn't the game I remember. I was like, oh wow, they've really brought this game back and allowed it to be really playable and accessible for today, and immortalized it really nicely. Because I mean, the original game was chained to the PS3, and most people probably sold their PS3 at this point. Yeah. So in that regard, I feel like I see it as a successful remake. But I could totally resonate.
I think that
with the OG fans are coming back to one of my favorite things, and what have they done to it?
I think it's more than just like wanting it to be OG. It's almost like that thing of like, how is it if it's the first time you've ever experienced Demon's Souls, beyond just like playing it, but also seeing it, and this is like all you would know. This thing with remakes and any live action adaptation of anything, it's like their first experience with this. So it's not there's definitely a portion that would be purist that want it to be the way it is for this reason, but I think it's also like, I don't know, it's the balance between screw all that like gibberish. It's like you want people to have access to this thing, but then it's the thing of like there's a reason things are presented the way they are. And it's about like, I guess, protecting that so that people's experience with it isn't like, I'm specifically talking not so much about like gameplay things, because they pretty much kept things mostly the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially to a fault when it came to bosses, because some of those bosses are janky. Like the Man-Eater, I don't know if you ever go up to that. It's
I know of it. I don't think I did.
The Man-Eater is so janky still to this day. It's like it will just fly around and it will be like running in this animation as it's flying. It's just it was just super. The pathfinding is really bad, but but I think more so visually, I think also the identity and that sort of thing, like to not lose that. And I think that there's only one I can think of in my head that maintains it and does it in a pretty like friendly way. Do you know the Master Chief Collection?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, or I don't know if it's the combat evolved. I think you can do them across the games.
Yeah.
But you can press a button and it will flip straight to the original Xbox.
Oh yeah, that's quite common in a lot of remasters.
To give that choice, I think that's something that developers should look into. I don't know how possible it is. Obviously, there's that thing of like, what's the point of us remaking it, or if you're just gonna press a button and
play the original look of it.
But it's like, I don't know, like you're just gonna make people less frustrated otherwise. But I get this thing of like committing. That's the thing that I guess those developers have to deal with, which is ultimately difficult. It's like when you make a decision to change something fundamental, you have to like really justify it and make sure those justifications are good enough so that no one's going to be making a video a year later saying why the Demon Souls remake is shit, because that's it. I see them. They're the comparison videos. They exist. Crobecat will make a video at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think, like, for me though, first time playing Demon Souls, I mean, it's gorgeous, plays really well, smooth. Of course, it has jank that's still there to this day, but
sure. Classic FromSoftware jank.
But I appreciate everything that makes it unique. You know, like people will think it's just Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
But it's got, like, again, like you said, the mechanics with the what do they call it? Where it's like you got the half health if you're in soul form, but then you can take an item that will give you. I don't remember. This is the thing. This is my problem with FromSoft games. There's so many different things that I'll just like forget, and then someone will talk to me like, "How did you forget that?" It's just like I haven't played it in a while.
There's a lot to
boss names and like lore names.
Yeah, there's a lot to sift through. Do you have a favorite FromSoftware? What's your number one?
I think Bloodborne. I think my association with it. I think, but I think in terms of bosses, I think DS3 probably has it for me. I mean, look, I think Elden Ring.
Best bosses, DS. Ooh, I can get down with that actually. I think I'm with you.
But I haven't revisited Elden Ring enough to really like speak on it. I think Elden Ring probably is their.
That's like
this is a conversation that I like had with the friend that put me on everything. So that was my first title that like I experienced at the same time as everyone collectively.
Elden Ring, yeah.
And Elden Ring was actually, I remember, so they did the network test in February of 21, and I managed to get a code for that. And at the time in my college, like no one was really like paying attention to FromSoft. Obviously, like that friend that I made over Dark Souls 3, but they weren't keeping track of what's next for FromSoft. And they didn't really play Sekiro. Still to this day, they haven't really checked it out, which is a shame because that game is fucking their best gameplay by bar none. Elden Ring was coming out, and then like it was so cool to like let them be aware of it, and then when it finally came out, it was just everyone collectively like on it at the same time, experiencing things for the first time, and just like sharing information. It was a big moment, but the thing I talk about with my friend is like, as much as I loved that first playthrough of Elden Ring, I don't really come back to it often just because of how big it is. Like some people will,
it's crazy big,
be able to get through it because they memorize, okay, where do I get the +3 smithing stones and stuff. But like for me, it's just after that dense first playthrough, because I'm someone who loves exploring every nook and cranny. I will take my time with that.
That's my biggest issue with that game.
But it's not that for me. Okay, it's crazy to say because I know people have multiple playthroughs and they'll completely disagree with me, but I just think compared to that lovely 12-hour replay runtime for like the older FromSoft games, it's bar none. Like I would much rather start a new character, new playthrough, no matter where I'm at in life, on Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, than Elden Ring, because that game is like a 60 plus hour.
You're embarking on a huge undertaking no matter what, man. I played it through twice. I did need to, because I had a friend who I wanted to play it alongside.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
You know, sort of like see what he was seeing.
But it's great though. It's like it's
had a great time.
Like, the bosses and the world building.
Second playthrough really did highlight.
It's
That's
heavy,
my biggest issue with
dense.
this game is that it's just too much shit. There's just too much in it.
But it's good stuff for the most part.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. But yeah, I think the game just kind of overstuffs itself with too much good stuff.
And there's some recycled shit as well. Like
there's a lot of recycled bosses.
Like, I'm going into the catacombs. Let me just go see what boss it is. Like, it's the watchdog with the giant sword.
It just I think
or a tree spirit.
I think the reason it's such a problem for me is because the moment you begin Elden Ring, there's a real magic to discovering it,
100%,
feeling what could possibly be out here,
mind blown,
and that illusion shatters after 30 hours when you realize all this what could possibly be out there. It's probably just some shit you've already seen recycled to you. So when you go and explore them, it's just not quite as exciting. And I think if they had just sort of made it less gigantic, you wouldn't feel that fatigue as much. So I think it's like it's a blessing and a curse. You know?
I think I mean every game used to have like things like certain checklists, like dungeons and like things that you'll come to expect when you enter a new region. I still felt like the exploration was exciting, like to go into the 4 different regions or 5. Was it? Yeah, like that experience of going from Limgrave to the
for sure.
Valley
I guess I'm at that point though when I'm in the Altus Plateau or the snowy place.
Yeah, the mountaintops. The mountaintops are shit. Like that's an objectively not a great area.
Look at Spike. Look at that. The
mountains.
I'm taking a piss.
No, but I agree.
No, like, it's lovely to see the new places and just sort of wonder what's going to be there. But your curiosity is just nowhere near as vibrant as it was when you saw Limgrave.
That's why I think genuinely like Limgrave as an area is my favorite out of the zones. And that was where the network test. That's the whole region of the network test happened in that area, and I still by the end of the game I still come away feeling like Limgrave was my favorite, just because it's that first taste of just all this newness. And even after replaying, and again, after going from the network test, which was just still that one area, to seeing the full game, I still have that relationship with that first area, because it has a little bit of everything that you'd want. You know, it has like the formula. It's the core formula of what the rest of the game would be. But you'll have variations, like mountaintops would just be snowy and really abrasive, and Caelid is a nightmare. Like I think I have some of my favorite memories, which is cool because when Donkey did his video on Elden Ring, he did a similar thing to what I did, where it was like, just because you're exploring so much, you found these teleporters. I remember the memory. So it's perfect that this is captured in the Donkey video, where he finds a map fragment of Limgrave, and then he enters a portal, gets sent all the way to the top of the map, and is like, oh, the game's this big? Because at first you find one portal, the portal gets sent you to...
The big golem guy laying down.
Yes.
I know the one.
Near the...
it's like Faramazula.
The base
is it Faramazula? No, it's not Faramazula.
No, base of the Erd Tree. It's like you're right there, basically. You're in the city.
What's that place called, man? With the guys with the trumpets?
Yes. Those fucking marshmallow looking...
What the hell's that place called, bro? I forgot. I remember. It was like Arendelle or something. Maybe. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but it's just like, you go through the first one that you can find, which is in... which sends you to Caelid, and that's like pretty wide, and then you get sent all the way up to Altus Plateau, and you see how massive the map is, and it's like, oh my god, there's this much I have to do.
That feeling is crazy.
You just see this like small area that you've already discovered, and the rest of the map, you're like, the game is this big.
It's unbelievable.
Oh my god, it's like a kid at a candy store.
Even that area where you fight Melania, like just that area, it's a big area. It's a little sliver on the map. It's huge to navigate that. It feels huge.
But it's a huge area within a huge area. You've got the mountaintops and the Halig Tree. And then the DLC, I don't know, have you played the DLC?
I didn't finish it, but
the DLC maybe would solve some of that for you, because it's like it's a lot more condensed.
I really love what I played of it. I got a bit stuck, and I ended up playing a new game, and it just sort of fell out of the rotation.
No. Where did you go to? Did you go to
it was the
main boss, Mesmer?
I don't know if I got to Mesmer, man. I think the boss I was stuck on, it was a guy on a horse.
Oh yes, in the back of the castle.
Yeah, it was a guy.
That guy pissed me off.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, he's a rough one. That genuinely. Because I love like on the PS5 you can Sony sponsor us on the PS5 you can, I mean, it's like OBS, you could just like auto save or on like,
capture the last 30
Nvidia
seconds.
Capture the last 30 seconds. So I save like clips of my boss fights, and it's just always, I only went back a few months ago, or like a month ago, and just listening to my reactions. It was like 5 a.m. 4 a.m. I'm playing the DLC, and then I beat this boss, and it's like, oh my god, it's just like there's no other game that can really capture that. There's games that will make bosses that try to like pinch the vibes, but to like fight a really something like that, you won't get there anywhere else. That's their formula.
That's what they do. My favorite is probably Sekiro overall.
That's fair.
I love Sekiro.
100% fair.
Sekiro is amazing.
Definitely underrated, I think, in terms of
conversation. Did you play Dark Souls 2?
I played like the first hour, and I wasn't really a fan.
When we were just talking about Dark Souls being encouraging, Dark Souls 2 is not. I think the philosophy
it's like
the philosophy of Dark
stiff.
Souls.
It's just very rough.
The philosophy of Dark Souls 2, I think, contradicts why
because there's so much BS.
Yeah. It's like a lot of stuff is hard for the sake of hard, and also everyone's extremely neurotic to talk to. Everyone's really? Everyone's like, you'll die over and over again.
That's
like, fun. The whole vibe of it is very inconsistent and like neurotic, and it's like, I think it completely misses the mark of why there was so much wonder and curiosity and magic about the original Dark Souls, and it looks hideous. It's a really ugly game. Although I love the hub area, Majula.
Yes, that's where I got up to. Basically, the hub area. I was like, wow, this looks stunning. Yeah, my friend played my friends played a joke with me. This is my most recent birthday. my friend was in Japan on a holiday, and he found a shop or whatever, and then in the shop they had books and stuff, and there was there was art books, and for my birthday, which is like, it's really sweet, regardless of but they got me the Dark Souls 2 art book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really
cool.
It was really sweet, but the funny part was that they said there was multiple art books. There was the Elden Ring ones, maybe Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, which one should I get? Which one should I get, Daniel?" And then he calls some of my friends to ask them, because they're gonna like chip in to like get it. And he says, should I get the Dark Souls 2 one? And then someone was like, yeah, he loves Dark Souls 2. He loves Dark Souls 2. But the thing is, they genuinely thought I loved Dark Souls 2.
Oh, sure, they said it like with their full chest.
With full chest, and it just became just a fun thing. It's cool to flick through. I don't know what any of it means. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll be creating video essays. Dark Souls 2, Misunderstood Masterpiece.
Misunderstood Masterpiece.
It's just a really sweet little joke. But it's like, it's really cool.
There are some cool areas in Dark Souls.
Yeah, I mean, flicking through it, like, it's stunning. Like, the art direction,
bosses,
concept art is great. I just don't know how that translated. Because for some reason, it like they did. I know some of the context. It's like they put so much effort in the visual, like make sure it's visually a step up from Dark Souls 1, but I don't know. I feel like the focus was exactly. I think the focus was just completely off.
In the wrong place,
In the wrong place. So it's a shame. They were more focused on like, how can we push the 360 engine,
definitely.
It's just like, it muddied it.
That was probably I will say this though. That was probably one of the most excited I've ever been for a game. Was Dark Souls 2. Because my journey with Dark Souls 1 was fun. It was like, played it early in like 2010 when I was 11 years old. At like it was called Game Fest. It was like I don't know if they still do that, but Game, like the shop Game, like that chain. It was like that, they were holding it, and you could play like, it was like
like the little like kiosk.
Yeah, like that. It was like a whole thing for that. Preview. So like a Comic-Con, but like it was called Game Fest, and you could play early demos of Arkham City and Rage and Modern Warfare 3.
Whoa!
And I wasn't old enough to play all those. Like, you have to queue up and blah blah. But I was allowed to play all of the sort of little booths, just sort of outside of the big queues to go play the big games. There was a booth for Dark Souls, and I just played it. I hated it. I was like, I hate this game. This game, it feels so weird. Ugly. And then I got into buying the monthly Xbox magazine from WH Smith's, and there was a review for Dark Souls, 9 out of 10. I'm looking, that game was horrible. Me, my 11-year-old brain, that game sucks. They gave it a 9 out of 10. What the hell? They gave the same score as this other game I love. What's going on? And then I'm seeing all of the IGN 9 out of 10. I'm like, what the hell? That game was so stupid. I hate it. And then eventually I'm like, I want to see. Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this game's actually really good. I play it, and bro, it was like that's genuinely still to this day like the most eye-opening game I've ever played, as far as expanding my view of what games could do. Dark Souls 1, bro. Like, I got stuck on the Taurus demon so much. Beating that Taurus demon is truly like, I really felt like I had like a new idea of what gaming could be. I was already a huge fan of games, like Die Hard, but that like opened up another layer I didn't know existed. It was crazy. And Dark Souls 2, when that got announced, I was like, oh my god, like, crazy hype. And I really enjoyed it at the time. It was only when I came back to it on the PS4, I was like, wow, this game's really not that great. This game's actually pretty bad. And I guess it's weird. I've noticed a lot of the time, though, games on the 360 and the PS3, they run really badly. Like, a lot of the time, the frames are really bad, and I didn't notice that when I was younger. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is stuff that, like, if this would not fly at all. Like, the polish level you have to be at now is crazy. That's why
they really pushed it. Those games really pushed the engines to the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's like shooters, and there's loads of games I used to love. I've come back to. I have them here, and I'll play them. I'm like, what the hell? I don't remember them. I don't remember these frames being. Yeah, like the frame rate would be dropping so much, and I was like, damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that's part of why I think remasters and game preservation is so important, because the hardware we it wasn't as much of a standard or a pressure for some reason. I don't know, it was weird. The reviews didn't even say anything about it. It's like, if this was sort of the level we were at now, like every review, like the performance is all horrible because has to be like pitch perfect now. Yeah. And games take like 5 years to make for this reason.
Oh my god, yeah.
You know, so
it sucks. You know, you have all the work thrown out if the game runs bad.
It's wild.
It doesn't matter how much time you spend on the story or the graphics.
Performance is everything.
It gets refunded.
Literally, man. Yeah, I've been playing Mewgenics.
Mewgenics.
Yeah, you heard about that? No. It's the new one from Edmund Macmillan. I find his name hard to say. It's like my mouth muscles enter like a weird little like nasal Edmund. But he's the creative mind behind Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac.
Yes, you mentioned this.
Oh, have I? Okay, yeah.
You mentioned there's new games.
How
is it?
Mewgenics. I'm loving it. It's kind of blowing my mind the more I play it.
Is it a similar vibe, like a top-down kind of thing?
It is top down. It's a tactics game. Oh, okay. So it's not turn-based. Yes, it's a turn-based roguelike action game where you breed and hoard cats and build like a little squad of cats that you send out on an adventure. Whoa. And it's the same vibe as far as like humor and tone. Like his humor's kind of crass and kind of gross, but in a sort of tongue-in-cheek way, very satirical. I think one thing that you can compare this to with Isaac is that the content level and the randomization is out of control. Because that's the thing with Isaac. You could play Isaac for 2,000 hours, you're going to get a run you've never seen before. Yeah. Because just the way the items intersect and the potential enemies you can run into and the bosses you can find, there's so many, such a big pool. Mewgenics completely blows Isaac out of the water as far as randomization. Yeah, I think it's something like 900 plus different upgrades and items and things you can choose to level up your cat with, and like it's no two runs can ever be even slightly the same. It's really, really impressive. And I keep hearing, because I've been seeing some press with Edmund Macmillan, he keeps saying that like, oh yeah, once you hit the 150 hour mark, the whole game opens up, and it's like, and then it happens again, like when you get to like 400 hours. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? It's
speaking like it's light work.
Yeah, it's like that's just like the tutorial, bro. I've completed a run to the Boneyard. I finished the Boneyard, which is an area you unlock after you beat the game a few times. So it's like every time you beat the game, you unlock a new end goal. Okay. And it just kind of keeps like presenting new things.
How long is a run usually?
Depends on how far you if you want to go to the Boneyard, they'll do the whole thing. You're looking at like up to maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Of being sat there with your cat army, but you can save and come back, and it's like, it's pretty. You can sort of dip in and come back to it later. It's not too hard, but I'm loving it. I'm realizing how deep it goes too. Just again, the way the upgrades and items like can connect together, and how you're kind of encouraged to view the playing field, the tactics, and really see every possibility, everything you can interact with, and how sometimes like, oh, I didn't even realize I could have dealt some damage there if I noticed that rock was there and I actually moved over here, blah blah blah. Just do little things like that, and you can. And when you slowly start to unravel those things, you're like, wait, let me get creative here. Maybe I can do a bit of damage if I just position. Oh shit, that works. And that just sort of like internal conversation is really satisfying. And I'm unraveling that with each run, with each new item I find. It's so much fun. I'm really enjoying it. Just as a game, it's so robust. Yeah, I'm like not even like 3% seeing what this game can do. Yeah. I'm thinking about it like similar to when we say Elder. I'm like, Elden Ring Limgrave, what's out there? I'm like, shit, I'm like only scratching the surface. Yeah. So he's worked on it for like 6 years, I think.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna say like if he's more of like if he pumps those out often. It doesn't seem like.
No, it's rare for him to drop. Yeah. He has had some smaller projects as a platformer he did called The End Is Nigh. That was in between all of this. That was just a bit of a more bite-sized thing. I never played it, but it did review quite well. And Isaac, he's been just supporting and adding to Isaac for a long time. And this is like Isaac level quantity with all the DLCs on release, seemingly. And yeah, I think he tried to get it made like ages ago, but it got cancelled after like a year of kind of speculating or whatever, or trying to get it in motion. And it was just like denied. And then he went back to Isaac, but now he got the green light to work on it and everything. So yeah, and that's what I'm playing right now. Really enjoying it.
Are you a turn-based guy usually?
Yeah, I'm good. I can get down with some turn.
Anything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, anything.
What's the genre you just want? Like, what type of game you just want?
A genre? Oh man.
Do you like card games?
Oh, I love card games. Slay the Spire. Okay. Love a bit of Slay the Spire, bro. Balatro? Yes, bro. Fucking love Balatro, man. I want to play Monster Train. Solitaire. Let's go. Let's go. I feel like Balatro is like modern day Solitaire, bro. Or like a new generation of Solitaire. It has that same universal appeal. I feel like it could be like.
Yeah.
I will hope we live in a world where 20 years from now, computers just come pre-installed with Balatro. It has that same universal, like, I don't know, it has that quality.
The Gen Z version of Solitaire.
Yeah, bro.
The brain rot version.
I love card games. I would say this, though. I don't play enough strategy games in general, like RTS games.
Yeah.
I think I'm really a huge fan of strategy games.
Yeah.
But I just don't think to play them.
Have you played
they're not my default.
Mario Rabbids?
I have it. I have it right there on the shelf. I have the second one, Sparks of Hope. Yeah.
The game.
I hear they're good.
They're well made. Ubisoft's one of the best games they made.
Really? Damn, dude.
In a while.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would love to try it at some point. Like, I really want to get into, like, a new civilization. Or maybe Frostpunk. I really want to play Frostpunk.
What's that about?
I don't know, man. It's the same guys who make This War of Mine.
Okay.
And if you played that, it's like a...
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's like an apocalypse survival sort of thing. A management game. They most recently did a game called The Altars as well. And, Frostpunk, it's a pretty respected strategy game. I think another apocalyptic dystopian kind of stalker-esque setting sort of thing. Yeah, no, looks cool. I'd love to explore strategy. What about you, bro? Any genres you just write off? Like, it's not for you?
Fighting games.
Yeah, no, actually, we've talked about that before. Fighting games,
Hell no.
They're just not, if you don't even touch it, don't even think about it.
I mean, I tried multiverses. If someone tells you that, if you're a fighting game person, someone just says, yeah, man.
What about Smash Bros? Like Smash Bros?
It's not a fighting game, it's a party game.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah.
But you are fighting in it. Is that like a brand of fighting game that's okay?
I could probably could probably have fun with some people and
you're not lumping
racing games as well. I'm not really a racing game person.
I feel like you're not lumping that in with like the Mortal Kombat sort of.
Nah, I think it's its own thing. But
sure.
Yeah, I just think like the what do they call the accessibility of it? It's just like
the skill ceiling.
That and also just price point. I don't know why they're so expensive for like 60,
the
70
content
quid.
Isn't really
Invincible Versus, the new one's coming out, it's like 57, 58, and then
the
token, Marvel's Token, it's gonna be like 70. It's just like why?
No,
it's a fighting game.
That's why I can get down with Mortal Kombat a bit more, because they're pretty content rich normally.
Yeah. No, I mean like if it has you mentioned story, like if there's a story.
There's a campaign with Mortal Kombat.
If there's a campaign that would like sweeten the deal.
If there's if they've got
if they've got something going on, like, I don't want to just be like
just online matches.
Yeah, online matches. That's not enough.
It's not enough.
But I have a friend who's into those fighting games. He says Fighter Z is the best one, the Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, I heard that was good.
For me that and maybe racing games. Played Forza for like a little bit.
Mario I rarely ever play racing games. That's a good. I really play like racing simulator type games, like the Gran Turismo.
I think the sim games. I'm not crazy about like City, Sim, Civ,
Project Cars,
Sims,
Drive Club.
I get the appeal for some of these simulators, like
sure.
Power Wash Simulator and stuff.
Oh, you're saying simulators in general?
Yeah, but people that do them, I feel like the people that play them are like. They're just looking for therapy for, like just something to like.
Power Wash seems
they just
to
come
be
back from work and they just want something to like zone out.
Decompress. Power Wash seems to be that for a lot of people, but I hear it is a pretty decent game in its own right.
Yeah. No, I don't want to write any of these games off. But
you're just saying as far as what you typically go to. These aren't your go-tos.
No. Yeah. I think I'm always kind of like I don't know. I feel like. I like what I like. It's kind of interesting.
I get you. No, you want to be
but it's interesting though because it's like for the past 3 years they'll be selling games before they come out. I'm like, dude, this is gonna be the game. Dude, this is gonna be... and then it wins the game of the year. Like it was like that for It Takes Two. I remember seeing trailers of that. I'm like, dude, you guys need to listen.
Oh, you were championing it
pre-release, and then same with Astrobot. I was like, I watched the game trailers of this. I was like, guys, and then it comes out. It's
amazing.
It's a familiar formula, but it's done really well and
so creative.
And it won in a pretty sparse year. To be fair, I mean you had a DLC announced for nominated in the running, so it was already kind of a
Metaphor,
empty ass.
Metaphor Fantasia, man.
Yeah,
that's an amazing game.
But
that would have been a good choice. My vote would have been probably for Astrobot.
Yeah. I'm always keeping up with what's being announced and what's coming out. And
what do you reckon's got game of the year? Predict it now then, since you got the gift of
Half-Life 3.
It's happening this year.
It's happening this year.
It's coming out this year.
You guys heard it here first on the first episode of
CD Small Talk.
CD Small Talk.
Yeah, Small Talk.
Small Talk.
So small. Do you say that's
CD? I said CD Small Talk.
Smile Talk.
Oh, yeah, small.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Guys, we're not renaming it. It's I promise you, it's small.
Forgot the name on the first episode, bro.
I'll be forgetting sometimes.
What do you reckon? What actually could be a game of the year this year? Your Mewgenics might be an indie. I think I could see that being an indie for sure. I guess GTA Wolverine. If GTA happens. Wolverine, yeah, that's up there for sure. What else we got, man? Fucking maybe like Resident Evil could be.
Resident Evil 9,
I have a feeling that it could end up being like masterful shit, bro.
It will get nominated, 100%. Oh, I restarted a playthrough of RE4 remake.
Yeah, sweet.
That's man, it holds up.
Need to play it.
It came out 23 and bro, it's that team, the RE team, like cold pillows. I hope they only get cold pillows.
What does that mean?
As in, like, no one wants a warm pillow when you go to bed.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, you're right. I don't. Want that.
Yeah. Cold pillows.
I just haven't heard that used as an expression before. That's cool.
Yeah, you wish for them to have, cold pillows.
Oh,
Some people will just mostly use the warm pillows.
You just come out with that, or is that?
No, that's the thing.
That's the thing people say.
Yeah. People will say, well, they use it in a negative way. They'll be like, I wish for this person to have warm pillows tonight.
It's a really long-winded way to wish someone poor. It's like a lot of verbiage to get that out. I really wish this person doesn't have any cold pillows tonight, or it's a lot. It's a lot.
No one would say that, but they would say
warm pillows.
Warm pillows, 100%.
So yeah, I added even more just to maybe exaggerate my point a little bit, but it's a long way to get to it. But I like it though. It's creative. Yeah. Never heard that.
Wish for them to have warm pillows.
Capcom's run is crazy. I do feel like they're kind of getting more confident and better with each thing. You know what? I got a feeling this new one, man. I really feel like this could be. People are expecting it to be amazing. It's probably gonna be.
It will be amazing, yeah.
I feel like it might surprise people. It might be like super fucking.
I think there's a lot they're hiding. I think there's a lot that they have not.
That's the vibe I'm getting. Yeah.
There's a lot that's not on the table yet.
I wouldn't be shocked if this enters like one of the best reviewed games territory. Like, what do you reckon the Metascore's looking like? 90. I think it's in the 90s.
I think 88, 89.
Oh, you're thinking you're staying. I
don't think
staying modest with it.
I think there's the obvious risk of the fact that you have two playable characters and what that entails.
I'm feeling confident. I got this little shiver. I'm thinking we hit like 93. I think there's gonna be like a real big one.
I think 91 to start off with, but it'll bump down to 89.
That sounds really realistic, actually.
Yeah. So if you play the game, you know what the game's about, right? Well, not what it's about, but like the gimmick.
I know what's going on.
So would you choose to play how they like prefer? Like, okay, so would you choose first person or third person, or would you choose to play? Say, I'm gonna do it.
I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
I got Grace Ash Croft's I'm doing first person and then Leon third person.
Same here. It's exactly what
that's just going to play so much better with Leon.
Perfect. Yeah.
I don't want to be like doing all of that with Leon. I want to be able to just playing third. I replayed RE8 third person. That plays so smooth.
Have they added that? I didn't know
they added it.
I didn't play it with
they added an expansion about Rose Winters, which is like the daughter of Ethan.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then in addition, they added a third person mode. You still can't see his face, no matter how much you try, but he does have a face model. I just find that funny that they just like made that so much bigger than it needed to be. Like he's dying. Oh, spoilers for RE8. he's dying, and then like they're still shrouding him with.
Someone listening while playing RE8. Fuck!
Fuck! I like that image, but no, I just find it funny that they treated his face to be this like massive thing.
Yeah, it's that big reveal.
He's not Master Chief. He's not Master Chief, man. Because they're not even revealed it. Even when he was dying,
yeah, sure.
It's still like full sun blazing. Like I don't think anyone's used that expression. Full sun beaming on this character.
Full sun blazing.
The full sun is beaming on this character's face, and it's still shrouded in shadow.
They're really Billy Woods in this shit, man.
Is that what Billy Woods is up to?
Billy Woods doesn't show his face.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, he's in all of his covers where he is there, he's hiding his face.
Oh, interesting.
He always hides his face.
But we know his face looks like.
I've met him. So I've seen, so I know what he's.
No, no, you haven't. It's just an eternal shadow.
There was a huge blur. I couldn't see. I was like,
it's like
he's got no face, bro.
It's like that episode of it's too niche. Can't.
Do it, bro.
It's a Black Mirror, like the White Christmas
episode. Oh yeah, that's not niche. That's right.
Black Day, red.
No, people know that. Yeah. No. I've met him. I've seen his face, and but
what's he look like?
Pretty normal.
Do you have a photo?
Face.
How's
it going? Yeah. But no,
it's a normal face.
Yeah, no, that's not.
But how'd you meet him? Was he performing?
Yeah, Arm & Hammer gig.
Oh,
yeah. Met him
what came out?
Yeah, at the end of the show. Afterwards.
Oh, like to sort of like for a feature or something.
Oh no, he's part.
He attended it.
He's part of Arm & Hammer.
Oh,
Arm & Hammer is him.
I thought Arm & Hammer was a person.
Well, it's named after a person. It's like a political.
It's two people.
The rap group is Billy Woods and Elucid. Yeah.
And who?
Elucid is the
Elucid.
other rapper. Yeah.
I know JPEG Mafia has beef with Armored Hammer.
Yes, yeah, well, they did.
They had a feature.
They hashed it out. Yeah, because JPEG Mafia produced on their last album. Well, not the last album, the one before. The last album was
the one where they like sing outside.
Yeah, that one. We buy diabetic test strips.
Yeah, it's like a good artist, Armored Hammer.
Armored Hammer are amazing, yeah. They're really, really cool.
People make comparisons to JPEG Mafia.
Oh no, what it was the beat on the NeoGaf song.
Oh yeah.
That they used that on their second album, and I think it was like
without permissions.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. There was some that was like the beginning of that beef.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs.
It's Freddie Gibbs.
The Freddie Gibbs Jay Weasley.
Yeah. Very good morning, neighbor.
So that was episode 1.
That was episode 1 of CD Small Talk.
That's right. We're gonna put these up. I'm gonna try and put these up everywhere, like Spotify,
cool,
YouTube.
Yeah.
Where else can they go?
SoundCloud,
bro. Yeah, SoundCloud. They're tricky though. You have to have like a certain membership to do like certain amounts of time and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be up on YouTube streaming all that sort of thing. But yeah, so we'll do these every 2 weeks.
Okay, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, and then we'll just talk about whatever's popping. Yeah, we'll try and cover like news as well on the next ones. And cool, that's that. Cool. Thank you for listening to all of this. I don't know how long this was. How long do you reckon that was?
2 hours, 3 hours.
I feel like 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's got to be
probably 3 hours.
Something like that. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with Baby Keem, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, alright. That was sick, man. Alright, cool. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Music, movies, and games. You're listening to